a good old Buffalo day out there today, man. Welcome to game day in Buffalo with this win.
There you go. The Haboob. J.J. Watt bought part of a soccer team.
The Suns are going to try to even their second round series with the Nuggets tonight. Game 2, 7 o'clock from Denver. D-backs, they were denied the 3-game sweep after they fell to the Rockies in Denver yesterday. They'll head to Texas to take on the Rangers. Welcome in, Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B and Jax and Spencer as we are live from the CAG Sports Book, Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona. Our home every single Monday. And the sports book has been a big hit here at Casino, Arizona. It's 8 o'clock every single morning. If you're looking to put in some bets for tonight's Suns and Nuggets game, this is the place to do it. You can come on down, join us, say hello, as we'll be here till 4 o'clock. How are you guys doing this Monday?
Everything's good. I was just going to ask you, think we'll see Charles Barkley in here trying to cash in on the Sacramento Kings? That didn't work.
Do you think they'll give them the raspberries a little bit tonight?
Oh, man, they'll be all over it. You know that.
Yeah. They might be all be wearing Sacramento Kings jerseys in honor of one Charles Barkley tonight. I mean, the gaffes and pimps that they have for one another is I love it.
It is pretty.
It's fun to see.
Very entertaining.
They do really good. They do really good. It's appointment television. No question.
Yes.
You got to watch it. Again, tonight, Suns will go at it against Denver. They'll, as I mentioned, try to even up this series. They were absolutely just destroyed. They were crushed. Let's just be honest. This is much different than the first game that they lost to the Clippers. What a big difference. They just seem like they didn't have it going. It just can't seem to play defense. Too many turnovers. DeAndre Ayton is DeAndre Ayton. We've seen all season long. And he didn't step off once again. He needs to get his ass going. And we'll talk about him a little bit later and some of the things that he said after the game that he will try to do tonight. But, it's unfortunate. You watch that game and you knew from the outset that they had no chance, especially that second quarter.
Everybody that I've spoken to, fans, when I visit different refreshment stands, and I've been known to do 2 or 3 on the same day.
Wow. Bar hopping are you there,
Yeah.
Jimmy? Wow. You got a driver with you, I hope? You got Uber, I hope?
I'm such a lightweight.
That's what I'm saying. I hope you got a driver and Uber with you.
I'm a 2-drink person, and that's it. You guys ever need a ride, you call your boy.
Yeah,
come get it.
And I think Rock wants to get a call like at 9 o'clock on a weeknight saying, yeah, this guy has us to call you. You want to come on down to Sun Lakes PD? He's looking for somebody to bail him out.
Yeah, Manuch is on my list. I always,
that's it.
I know Manuch will be right there.
That's right, man.
I'll be right. Yep.
Whatever you need.
So what gets me is that fans, and that's why I refer to fans as dopes, because they're dopey about their team. They love them, they hate them, they love them, they hate them, and then they can't figure out how they got beat and so badly by Denver. And we try to tell people, we tried to warn you, this was the best team in the West. The best team in the West. And everybody just disregarded it as, it's just the Nuggets. We're going to smoke them. And this is, no, it is not going to happen like that. And everybody says, well, Jamal Murray, he never scores like it. Yes, he does score like that. And
34 points, 13 for 24. He knocks down 6
everywhere, Rock, everywhere. And
Eric Gordon.
Yes, I was just going to mention him as well.
6 for 6.
I mean, look, he's not going to go 6 for 6 tonight, but he's still going to be very, very good. You got to understand, this is a really, really good NBA basketball team.
And they forced the issue, guys. Right from the get-go, they were all over the Suns defensively. You look at Devin Booker in reference to the 3-point shots or lack thereof. It only took one. because they were out there. Their perimeter defense was phenomenal. They double teamed them a couple different times. They were out there. They were all over KD. And I got to tell you what, guys, they watched a lot of tape because when KD's got the ball, they were all over in reference to swiping at the ball and trying to force him to make sure that he's got that whole thing in reference to what they're trying to do. So I think that defensively they're in a scenario where they really came out for his issue and said, look, we're going to be all over KD. We'll be over D-Book. CP3 get his, and then we'll just kind of guard against DeAndre Ayton, what he does or doesn't do in reference to that.
I think the three-point discrepancy was too tough for them. They were outscored 48 for 21. Yeah, they are. 7 of 23 for the three-point line. Right. And just talked about Devin Booker. He was quiet. What he hit? One, two?
Just one shot. One shot.
I mean, that's it. Yeah, the only way this team's going to win is Devin Booker. Let's be honest. I mean, he's got to have a big game for them to win.
Well, I think both he and KD have got to be back on that 60-plus per game if they're going to win. They really do. And I think CP3, you're going to need more out of him defensively. I think a little bit more out of him, maybe scoring, unless they find an epiphany with DeAndre Ayton. Tell him out down low. He can score down low. As long as if Jokic can't cover him, basically he can get down and be more determined. Here's the problem, is that when you have a team hitting all those threes, it's tough to counter with a two unless you get a couple stops. So they stopped going down low to DA because they need to get some threes to get back into the game, and they couldn't get them.
This is a Nuggets team. It is not your Nuggets team that the Suns blew out a couple of years
2 years ago.
Yep.
Without Jamal Murray, by the way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think Aaron Gordon was out for that series as well. Michael Porter Jr. makes a big difference. The bench of Denver makes a big difference as well with the guys that come in and defend and also can score. So this is a very difficult matchup for the Phoenix Suns. Are they good enough to win the series? Yes, they're good enough to win the series, but you have to play up to Denver's standards. And obviously, the first game of the series, it wasn't even close. Wasn't even close.
With their transition, it was clearly obvious was the turnovers. They got buckets out of the turnovers.
Yeah, they did.
16 turnovers to the 9. And then the rebounding, once again, initially, all the long shots that Denver was missing were easy rebounds for the Suns. When it came down to closing time, as I like to call it, they could not get a rebound offensively or defensively. So I think game 2 tonight, I think hopefully Monty has made enough adjustments, but you're going to have to match the intensity up there in Mile High if you're going to win this game tomorrow night.
Yeah, Nuggets are still playing with something to prove. This is a city that has never won an NBA, never been to an NBA championship series, never won one. The Avalanche was knocked out last night, right? And just won the NHL Stanley Cup last year. This town is going to be buzzing. I mean, if they get up 2, that's huge.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's interesting. You watch some of these pundits on morning shows today, and a lot of them were, everybody was on the Suns. Now you're seeing a total 180, and it's like, oh no, the Suns may not even win a game.
Well,
like this,
yeah.
It's like, come on, 180. It's talking heads.
No, wait till you get back to Phoenix. It changes everything. Look, we made a point also about playing at 5,200 feet. That's why they call it Mile High City.
They did go in a couple days early.
They did.
I mean, I'm not going to buy it.
I don't think that was a factor, Jimmy. I just think
people are saying that. I mean, you're right, Jimmy. People are talking about it.
They are. That's what they're talking.
I think they just got run out. They got run out of the gym. I mean, at that point, it was 5 minutes to go. Monty raised the white flag and said, "All right, starters get in there." I don't think that had anything to do with it. I think acclimation. You get up and down the court. I think maybe as far as the pace of Denver was about the only thing the Suns probably weren't ready for. The defense and the pace of the game, obviously, threes are threes. It's hard to combat that when a team's hot. You can't go down and get 2 to 3. You just
You're
can't.
Lose.
Yeah, you just can't.
You have to counter that, and the Suns could not counter. Do I expect a different game tonight? This evening, I expect the Suns to be much better in this game. I still like Denver to win this game.
I do too. The Cardinals added 9 in the draft. The town is buzzing. I think for the most part, most of us feel that the Cardinals had a really solid draft and you're grading in which everybody seems to grade. I mean, it's hard to see a B- or lower anywhere. I mean, it's either B or higher, right? Or B- or higher, as the team added 5 defensive players, 4 on offense. Paris Johnson Jr., we all know on Thursday that was big, and they added three more picks, I should say, for next year. So they did a really good job considering how this all started. I mean, if you look at how the day went with the fact that we hear about, the tampering and the black cloud over this organization with Michael Bidwell, and I mean, it's been a pretty rough few months. With Kyler having a surgery, with firing their head coach, getting a new head coach, getting a new general manager, getting all this stuff. It's been a pretty tough run.
I think it's interesting because I think at that point, when the whole tampering thing came down, Imani Ossenfort totally apologized. My bad. They should have known better, but my bad. I think that's when they officially hit rock bottom. Like they hit rock bottom. We screwed up.
I think rock bottom was when the lawsuit alleged that the owner was handing out burner phones.
Yeah,
I think that to me, and then I think that it was all right.
Well, I mean, as far as what's on
and
the
then that survey that hit about this is the place you don't want to go to.
What I'm saying, guys, I think everybody's on everything's on the table. I think that needs to be on the table, and unless there's other stuff coming, but I think it's all the stuff with this Cardinals on the table. So that was, I hope, the last nail in the coffin to put on the table that they did deal with. They dealt with it. And so now you hope they hit rock bottom and then go, okay, even though we got the other issues there, I don't think there's anything else, Rock, I can think of that might come to fruition that hasn't already come to fruition. At least you hope not, unless there's some shenanigans that went on with the draft picks and this and that. I don't think there are. So I think when I say rock bottom, hopefully there's, for you Cardinal fans, there's nothing else. Everything's on the table. Now they can move on from here. Look at their draft choices. Look at the 11 picks they're going to have next year. I mean, there's a lot to deal with that next year as you move forward.
All right. So is this basically not consequential then, where the head coach Jonathan Gann did not come out and address the media? Do you think that he did that because he did not want to get involved with questions about the tampering? He did not.
I think Monty Oxenford was the guy that did it. He's the general manager. He addressed it.
He did.
Jonathan Gann didn't have to address it.
I know, but my point is that every coach comes out and addresses the news media. Gannon did not. He did not address the news media after their picks.
He definitely should. I mean, he needs to get out there. People don't even know who the head coach is.
I'm with you.
Hey, taking Instagram today, DeAndre Hopkins posted a video of himself arriving to the team's facility for some workouts. And he looks at the camera and asks why people thought that he wanted to leave the team in the first place. He said, "Who said I wanted to go? Who said I wanted to leave? I'm here working, baby." So for those of you that think he's going to be shipped off, he still could. But right now, I think it's pretty safe to say he is going to be an Arizona Cardinal this year.
Well, I think that might be one reason why the Cardinals drafted Michael Wilson in the third round, the receiver out of Stanford. Big kid, can run. They do, but I'm just saying is if that happens, I think that might be another little piece of having another guy that can take the top off the defense, just in case something comes to fruition with DA. I mean, that to me, Rock, when they drafted him, whether they trade DA or not, okay, at least you got a security blanket. But if you do make a move, there's another kid here to help this team out.
Hey, coming up as we are coming to you live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona, we'll have our Valley Chevy Dealers plays of the weekend. That's next as we continue on to listen to Fox Sports Night.
You remember when you're up, you put your headset down and it makes all kinds of noise.
When you're moving it goes over here.
Come on, Rook.
I'm surprised you didn't reference my marijuana shirt today. I thought that
was not bad.
Jimmy, all we know is eventually they'll come back.
I walked in, first thing Jack said, "Jimmy, nice shirt."
He just was being nice to you.
I know. Lord knows I appreciate it. You don't know if we can help.
I read a stat that the best records for teams ever never made the championship. Patriots, Warriors, and then won 73. Patriots went 18-0, and now the Bruins.
Yeah.
Which I know breaks your heart, Rob. And then the Mariners, and they won 116. Yep. They didn't win it. They didn't win that World Series.
I'm sitting at Blue 32. We got done playing golf and we're watching. My buddies.
That was one of my dummy calls. Blue 32. Blue 32.
That's it. And he hates the anything Boston. And so when it went into overtime, He's screaming like
I was clapping it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Purposely, because a bunch of assholes next to me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man. All right, let's go Panthers.
What a joke job that is.
Oh
Wow.
my God.
Well, hell, you could look at the Mariners. The not so much the Patriots. Yeah, Mariners won 116 games.
Yeah, but they weren't.
Well, what I'm saying, out of the
Dominated
four majors, the teams that won the most games in a year never won a championship. I read that. I went, I didn't realize it. Wow. But they won 116 games. That was when what's his name was the manager. Lou Piniella. Lou Piniella was the manager.
Listen, man. Bryce Harper has been cleared to play.
You see, Mike Shannon passed away
I
yesterday.
saw that. Really?
Yeah, we used to get him on the show all the time, like the Cardinals play-by-play voice. Jack Snows, come on, remember Jack passed away. Mike Shannon, he got a couple times.
He hit the last home run at Old Bush Stadium, and he hit the first home run at the new Bush Stadium. There's no factor.
Here we go. Yeah, I know. I'll get it.
All right, guys, before we get to our plays of the weekend, we are starting a brand new promotion today. Here we made it to May. We're May 1st. And we all need a new 70-inch smart TV. Or at least one a new 75-inch smart TV.
Could always use one.
Oh, wait a minute. Is it 70 or is it 75? Because that's a deal breaker if it's not 75 for me.
It's 75.
Okay, I'm in that. Okay.
So the Valley Chevy dealers want to give you a chance to win one right now. And all you got to do is text Chevy to 59925. That's 59925. And you can enter once a day. Standard message and data rates apply. And additional details can be found at rockandmanuch.com. So if you want to win yourself a 75-inch smart TV, text Chevy to 59925. That's 59925. Good. Cool. All right, get to our highlights. We're going to play some NHL Game 7s. Doesn't get any better than that, especially when you beat a bunch of massholes. And you got to love it.
I knew that was coming.
Sitting at the refreshment stand,
Yeah.
not with Jimmy, but another one, and you got all these Boston Bruin fans,
Oh, yeah.
just talking smack, and rightfully so. They had an unbelievable, historic season. And here they are. And, they're down 3-1, right? I mean, they're down 3-1. And
Florida's
down 3-1. And here the Panthers come storming back. An amazing comeback. They go into overtime. I had never cheered so loud for a Florida Panther game in my entire life until yesterday when this happened. Jimmy, I wish we had you there to make that call. It's a game-winning overtime in Game 7,
I know.
and that's what you got from TNT.
I was highly disappointed in that call that we just made.
I was when I heard it, when I pulled it this morning. I was like, oh, this is gonna be good.
Underwhelming is what I would say.
Yeah,
Very
that's fair.
underwhelming.
That's
So
fair.
on the flip side, here is the call from Jack Edwards, formerly of ESPN, and who's now with the Bruins. And here's how he called that game one.
I mean, that was quality stuff. I don't know if I would.
Slow.
Well, I think that he was stunned as well that
Yeah.
they scored.
But do you use a tragedy?
I would
at
not
the end of
have
the
used-
game,
I
I
would
thought
not
that
have
was a
used the
little-
Hindenburg.
Yeah, I wouldn't have either. I mean, talk about crash and burn, we get it, but
Yeah.
that there, I went, whoa! You can't be using a catastrophe, a disaster, as part of a game event as far as losing. I'd just say that this run is over, a total disaster, catastrophe, whatever you want to say. But that was, I think he would rethink that if he would do that again.
I would call it a complete collapse.
Yeah, whatever it
That's
is.
what
I called it a joke, and I let everybody know.
I know you
I
did.
mean,
But
I
Matt-
literally was texting all my buddies, from Boston. I'm like, I got nothing
I'll tell
going
you-
on. My Flyers and my Coyotes aren't there.
There you go. What disappointed me with the first cut that he played, he didn't describe it. I know it's television, so it's different.
Yeah.
But still, it is a game-winning goal, and he didn't even say score. He didn't put any life into how historic it was, because you just knocked out the team that won more regular season games ever in the National Hockey League.
And that is one of those things that's happened in several sports. All four majors. You look at the Mariners won 116, didn't win a World Series.
Right.
Patriots won 18,
Yep.
didn't win the Super Bowl.
Right.
Look at the Warriors, what they won 73,
73.
did not win. And now the Bruins, their record-setting pace, will not get the Stanley Cup.
What a phenomenal game, another game 7, but this is the NBA. And going into yesterday, you knew Steph had to score 40, at least 40 for them to win. Well, what did he do? Here's 48 and here's 50, which is the most scored points in a game 7.
Now he's putting Mike Breen is putting, or was it Mike Breen? I think
Yeah,
so.
yes.
Yeah. So but this was good stuff. I just Steph is unfreaking believable, and I cannot wait for the Lakers and the Warriors, because this might be the last time we see LeBron and Steph in the playoffs
And if you ever
against each other.
if you ever any doubt that Steph Curry is the greatest shooter
He
that's
is.
ever played in the NBA, that running floater he hit in the lane that threw it up from 10 feet away, anything he threw up, even a couple shots going down the lane, and the acrobatic shots he hit, and I think the other he hit a couple from the half court line
Pretty close.
easily. His 3-point shooters like layups, I think, for a lot of guys.
What makes him so incredibly good is that he is nonstop motion. If you watch him on the court, and I know that fans, they're watching the ball. I watch where players go. He never stops moving on the court. He runs from one corner to the other. Then he comes around a pick and pops out at the 3-point line just past the key, and then drains a 3. But before he got there, he probably had run like 200 or 300 yards, and then he gets to that spot.
Now remember, guys, he made 7 out of 18 3-pointers, right? He only made 15 out of the 46. They're 32%. So if he doesn't make half of those, Sacramento's got a chance in reference to that. But the other thing you got to remember is that you saw Golden State D up like they do in the playoffs, and they shots were made. They played defense. They came alive. They came alive in reference to their defense. If there's one thing that Steve Kerr talked about in his post game, Steph Curry is one of the greatest ever. Okay, let's admit that. But he said where we focused on was the defense, especially in that second half, to only allow the Sacramento Kings team only score with 23-19, third quarter 20 and only 19. He said that's what we emphasized at halftime, and then Curry just got on a roll.
He did. And when you get a player that gets on a roll like that, just like what we saw with Jamal Murray against the Suns, he got hot. You just feed the ball to that guy. And so what did the Warriors do? They did exactly that. They made sure that Steph Curry touched that basketball every time they came over the half-court line.
All right, last one for our Valley Chevy calls of the night, and this is Los Angeles. Now, this is the best call of the day, all right, because it's a baseball game. It's a local. And here's Ohtani's solo home run. Now, what's unique about this, it stayed in the air for 7 seconds. It was a bomb up into the clouds, and here's the ball. 2 minutes. How great is that?
That's great.
Was that adios mo fry to the Brewers
Pretty much.
in Japanese?
Great.
Crushed
Today's
it.
plays of the weekend brought to you by our Valley Chevy dealers. Your Valley Chevy dealers serving the Valley for over 80 years. Check them out and go to valleychevy.com. Again, if you want to win a 75-inch smart TV, they are hooking us up or hooking you up. Just text Chevy to 59925. That's Chevy to 59925. Hey, tomorrow we're going to be at El Bandino Tequila Tuesday. It is, I should say, an El Bandino Tequila Tuesday at Barrio Queen. And we will be at the location at Desert Ridge, Tatum and the 101. We encourage you to stop by from 1 to 4 and say hello and have some incredible authentic Mexican food and try the new El Bandito Yankee Tequila. That's tomorrow for the Barrio Queen in Desert Ridge. So, what is the biggest area of improvement that the Suns need to do tonight to beat the Nuggets? Suns radio analyst is now on payroll. Tim Kempton will join us next at Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B, live from the CAC Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona, here on Fox Sports 9.
We'll give him a gift card.
Yeah.
We should get him a. So, yeah.
Jesus. Why does it sound like that?
And it was, I mean, just I'll talk to you.
That's vocal.
Yeah. That's weird. It should be loud and proud. There you go. Maybe it's just him. Maybe it's just his update.
I don't know why this is not working. It doesn't sound right. I don't know why
On
it's.
Facebook?
Yeah, I don't know why it's.
You got everything plugged in the right spot? Really?
Yeah, I can hear my voice, but I can't.
Is it an internet thing?
No, I think it's just a cord.
That sounds better there.
I can hear myself clearly, but it's not. It's the cord.
All right, well.
Oh, it might be this. Bingo.
Subscriptions. All products and services sold on Plus Play require a separate subscription or purchase. Additional terms apply. Purchase of new annual subscription to Paramount Plus, Calm Premium, Peloton, Super Duolingo, Masterclass, AMC Plus, or Stars required. After 12 months Netflix promo period, service auto renews at $19.99 plus tax per month or then current rate. Limited time offer while supplies last. Additional terms apply.
Stunning design, unmatched intelligence, and a compact ready for anything build. Sometimes exceptional is the rule. The Mercedes-Benz GLA, member of the unrivaled SUV family. Learn more at MBUSA.com.
part of the Phoenix Suns NBA Finals team. NBA and Suns color analyst Tim joins the Roc and Manuch Show on Fox Sports 910 on FM at 99.9 HD2.
The Nuggets? Surprised? Am I surprised about the Nuggets? Hell no. They're number one seed for a reason. They got a two-time MVP. They got a deep team. You guys are hot. They can go off and win games. So we got to work cut out for us. We're looking forward to game 2, though.
That's KD talking about the Nuggets. Joining us now is Suns radio analyst, former Phoenix Sun, Tim Kempton, now on the Right to It guest on here on Fox Sports 910. Follow him on Twitter at Suns TK, and he joins us. You just heard KD talking about the Nuggets, and one of the big guys for the Nuggets was Jamal Murray, that X Factor, 34 points. What are they going to do to try to stop him? He can't have 2 games like that in a row, can he?
Well, you hope not, but first and foremost, I have to eat a little crow. I said, before on Friday that the Suns had learned their lesson about rebounding, and although the Denver Nuggets, in my opinion, aren't nearly as big as the LA Clippers, they do it in a different way. They're just a lot more persistent. The Clippers would go in there and just rip the rebound out, kick it out to someone. The Denver Nuggets piled up rebound after rebound on the glass, 16 in the game. They only gave up 14 second-chance points, which is huge. But the rebounding, as Scott Hastings and I talked about before the game, Scott does the analysis for the Denver Nuggets, former player in the league, is we said whoever controls the glass controls the tempo, controls the easy buckets, and that's what the Denver Nuggets were able to do. Now I hope Jamal Murray doesn't go 6 for 10 from 3 and 13 for 24 overall. With those 34 points, the overall shooting was just amazing. The 16 of 37 from behind the arc for the Denver Nuggets was something that was really a struggle.
If you had an opportunity in the hotel lobby and you see DeAndre Ayton after the game, you said physicality is going to turn up a notch. What would you like to see him do? I mean, I think we all as fans like to see him be more physical out there, but what does he need to do to turn it up?
Well, DeAndre, listen, everybody always asks me that. He's not a physical player, and that's not a knock on DeAndre. That's not his skill set. His skill set is athleticism and quickness. He's got to, make that first hit. When he gets tied up, and this is why I thought it would be different in this series, is when he got tied up with bigger bodies like Plumlee and Vicha Zubac, they just kind of lean on him and push him around. So what DeAndre has to do is kind of be like a little bit of a hit and run guy. He's got to hit down, whether it's with a forearm, whether it's with a two-hand push, whether it's with his hips. He's the first guy to create the contact, so he's free to then go and get the ball with his athleticism and quickness. And a little bit of that there, the same thing with Nikola Jokic. Nikola Jokic just wants to lean all over DeAndre. So DeAndre's got to get separation. It's like what Manuch, it's in the backfield. Cornerbacks and receivers want separation from those DBs, and that's what DeAndre needs. He needs separation to rebound.
Tim, interesting you bring that up. The harassment by this Denver Nuggets defense as far as creating loose balls with Booker and KD and even CP3. And when you look at the turnovers you mentioned, and I think that was noticeable from the get-go, and I heard you talking about that the first 5-6 minutes listening to you guys, is that the harassment, the determination for perimeter defense. But I've never seen so many balls knocked away from Suns players like we saw the other night on Saturday.
Yeah, and that's part of the physical aspect of the playoff situation. As you're dribbling through the lane, they're grabbing your arms, they're knocking your arms, the ball comes loose, and they're just not going to call it. So you have to be stronger there. And another way you can do it is get rid of the ball before those double teams come. And that was more on the Suns' other players other than Devin and Kevin, most noticeably,
right.
Is guys have to be ready, see the double team, and flash to the middle of the floor, especially if it's your guy double teaming you. Because if you give them, there was a lot of times where the double teams were happening, and the Suns' other 4 players were standing still. When double teams happen, you have to have movement. You have to be able to get to spots where Devin and Kevin can see you, so they can get rid of the ball. And then it's a little 4-on-3 break behind that double team.
Tim Kempton is our guest on the Wright Toyota guest line. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910. Tim, I want to go back now to play down low on the block. And I saw Jokic do this. I saw Aaron Gordon do this. I saw Michael Porter Jr. do this as well. They all utilize, it seems, they get the guy on a hip and they utilize the drop step extremely well. I watch Ayton, and I don't see him utilize the drop step. I know that you talk about his quickness, and yes, I agree with you. He is quicker than Jokic, and he is a terrific finesse player. But if you're a finesse player, wouldn't you be utilizing that drop step to get him on your hip and then score and turn and go the other way?
Well, you can, but again, you're talking about, his primary defender, Nikola Jokic, has some of the best footwork that you've ever seen. So those guys, the other 2 guys you mentioned, are learning from Jokic. What I'd like to see DeAndre Ayton do is, square up and then spin off that contact, make that initial move, as you drive in, and then spin off of it. Right now, again, in the physical aspect with Jokic wants it to try and back him down. Jokic invites the contact so he can hold him where he wants to be. DeAndre, again, face him up, because when you face him up, they can't put 2 hands on you. Now, make an aggressive attack. Take 1 dribble to the right, spin back to the middle. 1 dribble, hard dribble to the middle, and spin back to that little jump hook. So he's got to create, more movement and space for himself, as opposed to just trying to drop down. And that drop step move by Nikola Jokic is legit. He's got great footwork. He's got great size. He knows how to use his shoulders and hips.
Well, Tim, but every time he does that, he loses the ball. They harass the ball. So if he tries to attempt what Jimmy's talking about, is he going to look to kick it out to somebody when they come over to him? Because I think the last maybe 2 months, he was always, I felt, very good doing that move you said. But now, is it something other teams are seeing to harass him, knock the ball loose? It makes you nervous to see him put the ball on the ground.
Yeah, well, again, it's just a matter of reading the defense as well. If he puts it on the ground and you look at film, were they coming on the dribble? And this is what DeAndre's got to look at. So if they're coming on the dribble, just take 1 quick dribble, invite the double team, and kick it out. That's all the changes that you make as the series progresses. So now it's up to DeAndre to understand that double team or the weak side help is coming to chop down on him. So know that, take that quick dribble and use that as a fake, the dribble to fake them as if you're going to in the move, pick it up real quick and then kick it out. So it's all just the progression of understanding what they're doing and making the right read on it.
Tim, our State 48 Roofing, it's your call question of the day. There are 4 possibilities. I'll read them to you and then see if you agree with my assessment on this. To win Game 2 and tie the series at 1 each, the Suns have to do 1, Booker, KD, 63 points at least combined. 2, Ayton needs a double-double. 3, win the rebounding battle. 4, double-team Murray. My pick on this is Booker and KD have to combine for at least 63 or more. Is that a fair assessment, or do you have another one that you would like to see instead?
Yeah, I think their points will come. I think if you do a couple of other things like rebound, yeah, I'd like to see them double team that pick and roll a little bit like they did to Kawhi Leonard in that first series. Get the ball out of Jamal Murray's hands, and then rebounding again is going to be huge. If you guys listen to me at all, I said rebounding and turnovers. But the other thing is the assist. The Suns have got to move the ball more. They've got to be more active with their cuts. I thought they tried to isolate and dribble the ball too much, and the other 4 guys are standing around. So the assist has got to get over 25. In that first game, I believe it was under 20, something like 18 or 19. Offhand, I don't remember. But
3 minutes.
Be over 25. They've got to get more movement, and they've got to rebound.
Hey, staying with Booker and KD, of course, there was a lot of talk about these guys exceeding the 40-minute mark in all 5 games of the first round. Are you any concerned? Minutes, is that an issue at all to you?
I don't think it's an issue per se. Again, I think you guys have heard me. I think the bench is capable. I'd love to see them get into more of a routine. We saw Cameron Payne in the last 5 minutes get up 5 shots, look like himself in 5 minutes. I'd love to see him, be that first substitution off the bench for Cam Payne again, and maybe jumpstart the Phoenix Suns bench and give them a little bit more confidence. So I'd love to see Cam Payne. He looks healthy. We're not hearing anything that he can't play, that he's injured. He may still be a little sore, banged up.
2 minutes.
But would love to see Cam on the floor, in that first quarter, early second quarter, his first substitution for Chris Paul.
A big difference in that game one, was Bruce Brown. I mean, this guy had defensive specialist, you play off high in points and all. Who would you like to see to kind of shut him down?
Well, listen, those guys, they got out in front. Now they're playing with it. They're letting things go that there was never any real pressure on them offensively. So they're throwing up shots that, like they're back in the park with a 15, 16-point lead. A lot different. But, if it was a 2 or 3 point lead and they catch and shoot. Listen, Bruce Brown played well. Did a nice job. A lot of chest thumping going on over there after game one. I think they were more relieved than anything. The Suns had swept them the last time they played. They had won 7 playoff games in a row.
1 minute.
Denver. I think that was a lot of, relief on the Denver Nuggets. I mean, you're the number 1 team. You don't go pumping your chest like that after game one. It's a 7-game series. These guys today are unbelievable. James putting the crown on his own head in the play-in game, and these guys jumping all over the place like they won the series in the first game. These guys just need to calm down, and it's amazing to me. So hey, they were the better team. They won game 1, but it's a 7-game series.
We'll be listening, buddy. Thanks for the time. We'll see you down the road.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks, Tim Kempton, live from Denver, getting ready for tonight's game. And he's brought to you today by All City Towing as they continue to grow. They got new vehicles, so they're already a huge fleet. And they need to hire. So head to allcitytowing.com as they currently have immediate full-time positions, incredible benefits like medical, dental, disability. I mean, they have it all, even a 401k program with a company match. And the fastest way to apply is online. Just go to allcitytowing.com and search careers. That's allcitytowing.com. Well, coming up, it's a new month. A few things to look forward to now that we are in May, as well as some other kind of tidbits I think you'll like as we continue on, as Major League Baseball changes have resulted in some improved viewership and attendance. It's Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B from Casino, Arizona.
With inflation compensation, you can win $1,000. Listen at the top of the hour weekdays from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. for the keyword to enter at foxsports910.com. Sponsored by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorneys.
Hey, Arizona, it's your local accident attorney, Kevin Rowe. Results now. $1,000 powered by Lerner and Rowe Accident Attorneys will reach you like need a check? Call Lerner and Rowe today at 977-1900.
Hey, it's Gross. Join me, Bauer, and Jackson every Saturday from 11 to 1 live from the sports book at the CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona for Take the Points. Powered by the sports book at CAZ Sports Bar.
Are you living paycheck to paycheck only to find yourself going backwards financially each month? Nobody wants to file bankruptcy, but at many times, it's the best choice. The credit industry wants you to believe that bankruptcy is bad and that it will destroy your credit forever, but that's just not true. In most cases, filing bankruptcy can improve your credit. At Lerner & Rowe Law Group, our bankruptcy lawyers only work on bankruptcy cases, and we can file your bankruptcy with $0 down.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977
Our dealer in Arizona can compete on price. That's what dealers do. But not many dealers can compete on customer satisfaction. Like Wright Toyota. Make the right choice. Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. Just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard. And online at WrightToyota.com.
Golfers, swing into Van's Golf Shops. We've been serving golfers since 1963. Let us help you find the hottest gear from bags, balls, shoes, and apparel. All in stock at the best prices. Come in and test drive the latest arrivals from Titleist, TaylorMade, Callaway, Ping, and more. While you're there, get custom fit by one of our golf experts. Van's Golf Shops, home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee. Shop us in store or online at vansgolfshops.com.
Duke Sports Grill on Miller and McDowell. 12 pool tables and 3 shuffleboard tables.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
Coldest draft beer in town.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
3 patios right on the greenbelt. 1 non-smoking.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
More than 60 TVs playing your favorite sports.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
Saturdays and Sundays, build your own Bloody Mary bar. Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
Where Dukes? Where Dukes? Miller and McDowell. Scottsdale.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone, America's #1 brakes destination. We have the pads, rotors, drums, shoes, and brake fluids to improve your stopping power. Right now, save 15% when you get any 2 Duralast rotors with a set of Duralast brake pads. Missing a tool? Ask about our free Loan-A-Tool program and borrow the tools you need to get the job done.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Claim based on data from the MPD Group 2021. Deposit required for Loan-A-Tool.
Wake up with The Drive. Jody Ayler tomorrow morning, 6 to 10 on Fox Sports 910 and on our free iHeartRadio app. Back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Broadcasting live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at
You guys are hot.
Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is a sports fan's paradise. You are locked in to Fox Sports 910, live from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona.
May 1st. Yeah, I don't know how to process May anymore because we were in April and it was 100 degrees. And I'm like, oh, shoot.
102 yesterday, Ron.
Here it comes. But but it also means we're closer to football season.
Yeah.
Well, that's one way to
that.
look
That's the
at
only way
it.
you got to look at it.
Yeah.
It's all right. September will be here before you know it.
Cinco de Mayo on Friday. You got Mother's Day coming up. You got Memorial Day.
That has nothing to do with football season.
No, I
Yeah.
know that, but I'm just about this month of May. I mean, May's got some good qualities
I'll never
to
forget.
it, man.
So I remember when I first moved here, I moved here like May 4th.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And my buddy's like, dude, we're going out tomorrow, man. We're going out. It's Cinco de Mayo. I'm like, what's Cinco de Mayo? I had no freaking clue. Growing up in New Jersey and Ohio, we didn't celebrate Cinco de Mayo back then, right?
Sure.
And
Why
we went-
would you?
And we went to a place called Parrish's. You remember the catcher Lance Parrish
Oh, yeah.
of the
Yeah.
Tigers and
Sure
Phillies?
do. Yeah.
He used to own a bar at McCormick Ranch, which is now a Zips.
Oh, okay.
And that's where we went. And I was like, and I just moved here, took a job with the Cardinals. This is in '92, thinking I'm only going to be here for 3 months. You know, it's like an internship so I get my master's, right? And then I'm like, wow, it's a Wednesday and it's Cinco de Mayo. I mean, this is what happens in this town. I'm like, I'm gonna like it here.
Yep.
So anyway, Cinco de Mayo this week. NBA, NHL playoffs, of course, all month. Kentucky Derby is on Saturday.
Yep.
Cinco de Mayo Friday. Kentucky Derby on Saturday. You got the PGA Championship that starts on the 18th. French Open on the 22nd, and the Indy 500 on May 28th. Also in the movies, as we look at May, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. That opens this Friday. And how about this? I haven't even seen the first one. The 10th, Fast and Furious. Fast X hits the theater on the 19th. And then Disney's live action, the remake. This is yours, Manuch. You'll be you and Lori will go check this one out. The Little Mermaid that comes out on May 26th.
That brings back a lot of memories when the kids are growing up, man. Love the Little
Do you know
Mermaid.
who's in the Fast and Furious movie?
Could care less.
Brony James.
Who's that?
LeBron's
Ron's
son.
son.
His
Oh,
older son is in that
Brony.
movie, Brony.
Is it
Right.
a cameo or is he an actor? Actually,
I think it's a cameo spot.
Gotcha.
Hey, some other ones that really make no sense, but for those of you that do like Star Wars Day is May 4th. That's Thursday.
Woohoo.
National Eat What You Want Day is on the 11th. We'll have something special on that day. National Mimosa Day on the 16th and National Hamburger Day on the 28th. Hey, 32 years ago, 1991, at the age of 44, Nolan Ryan threw his 7th no-hitter, helping the Rangers shut out the Blue Jays 3-0. And on that same night, 32 years ago, Ricky Henderson stole his 939th base to break Lou Brock's all-time record. What a night that was.
He will go down as the greatest base stealer of all time. Nobody steals. As a matter of fact, the D-backs start off with like 17 after the first 2 weeks. I think they've stolen like maybe 4 in the last 3.
And I am very fair and well balanced here. You know, I'm all about that when it comes to politics. I'm right in the middle, right? I mean, I'm always trying to be fair and balanced. So 12 years ago today, President Obama announced that Osama bin Laden had been killed.
Correct.
Although the SEALs on the ground said it actually happened for them on May 2nd local time. Which you can remember, they're a day ahead.
Exactly.
So, but Navy SEAL Robert O'Neill is the man who made the so-called kill shot.
The kill shot?
Yes.
I thought it was very interesting that when they brought his body back to the Navy ship, they were not going to bring that on shore. They just buried him at sea. Basically,
that's correct.
Didn't want any shenanigans going to get that body back.
So there you have it on this day. A couple more. Alex Rodriguez tied Willie Mays for 4th place in the all-time home run list on this day with 660. And Barry Bonds set a Major League Baseball record for being intentionally walked 4 times in a 9-inning game. And, of course, Jim was about to say he called that game.
No, I did not call that game, but Barry Bonds was walked one time with the bases loaded.
I think it was more than once.
Maybe it was.
I think it was.
Yeah, they didn't want to pitch to him at all, and he still hit all those home runs. He led the majors in walks like it was just off the chart.
I can tell you, when
off the chart.
When a skipper tells a pitcher catcher to do that, that pitcher's not happy because they want to. Their pride and their egos. I want to
challenge.
I want to challenge this guy. I'm going to give him my best. If he hits it, he hits it. So be it.
A Major League Baseball's their so-called strategy to kind of create a faster pace, more action-packed sport. It's paying off. You know, we talk about the pitch count, we talk about the bigger bases, the defensive shifts, which ended. So as of April 26th, Major League Baseball is averaging just over 26,000 fans per game. That's up 5% from last year. 20 of the 30 teams in the league are up in attendance. The Dodgers lead with just over 48,000. The hapless A's, they're dead last at 11,000. That's what we used to draw the Phoenix Firebirds at Scottsdale Stadium. Games are averaging 2 hours and 36 minutes and compared to 3 hours and 5 minutes last year. And then the action that I mentioned has picked up too. Scoring is up thanks to the Tampa Bay Rays. 9.1 runs per game compared to 8.2. Stolen bases up 1.4 from 0.9.
I think it's awesome that they had put in those rules. It is a lot more fun, even to watch the game now on television.
3 minutes?
Because the game moves at such a much better pace. You don't have guys walking out of the box and scratching their junk for 5 minutes and then stepping back in. You don't have pitchers walking off the mound and fooling with the rosin bag and then getting back on top of the mound, then walking off again because the batter stepped out. This is so much better with what they have accomplished.
Well, the main thing, guys, is that not only that, Jimmy, but only going over to first base twice.
There you go.
They're getting runners in motion. They know that at some point in time, and the strategy's got to be there for a lot of pitchers not to go over the first time pitch. Because if you look at if an at-bat goes 5, 6, 7 pitches, and you can only go over there to first base just twice, and you got someone with some speed over there, it's for him. Do I challenge the pitcher right now? Do I take my grain of salt and have him, try to go down to second base? Do I throw a couple of pitch outs? You put that pitcher in a quandary. You really do strategic wise, but I think that's one of the reasons as far as getting
2 minutes
scoring position, the old RISP that they have, and I think that's one thing that a lot of the teams are taking advantage of.
And it also puts more pressure on your catcher because he has to really be alert if that runner decides he's going to take off and make a good throw to second base, especially after what Manuch just talked about, if indeed that pitcher has gone to first base.
And do I want off-speed pitches here?
Yeah.
I want a fastball. Because all of a sudden, think about this, guys. All of a sudden, you got a pitcher wants to give the catcher a fastball to get a jump on that runner. He's grooving pitches. If he's going to throw a slider or a curveball, whatever, you got to be strategic about it. So, hey, now we got, now you got some regular baseball statistics and strategies that these pitchers got to think about by only going over to second base twice. So I think from that standpoint, shorter games, more scoring, things are up. You satisfy, you scratch that itch for people not wanting to hang around for 3.5 hours at a ball game. 2.5 hours, you can tolerate that. And you get home at a decent time.
Unlike last season, if you turned
1
on
minute
Sunday night baseball, if you were out of the country and you came back, there's a good chance that it's going to be Yankees and Red Sox.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Those are the only ones.
Yeah.
They haven't had a game. They haven't played on Sunday yet.
That's a good point.
I do like the fact they're starting to mic guys like Kyle Schwarber. He was mic'd last night in the the Philly Houston game. That's kind of cool.
30 seconds.
They're experimenting. I love it.
I love it. And they hit a ball in the gap, and Schwarber's talking in left field, and he goes, "Oh!" like that for the mic, and because he's got to run for the ball. Marsh came from center field, bobbled the ball, and it went for a base hit.
So how can the Suns prevent the Nuggets from winning again? We're going to get into that. We're also
10 seconds
with ABC 15's Craig Bowie. We're out here at Casino, Arizona in the CAZ Sportsbook. You listen to Fox Sports 910.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe, here to tell you the biggest thing I've learned about insurance companies over the years, and it's really simple. They don't care about you. That's it. Insurance companies are publicly traded companies who have an obligation to their shareholders to deliver profits. They have teams of investigators, adjusters, and lawyers all working against you from the moment you call them, and they want to pay you as little as possible for your injuries. Hurt in a wreck? Don't be a victim of the insurance companies. Call Lerner and Rowe today.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Hey, Arizona, if you're shopping for a new or certified used vehicle, visit any one of your 13 Valley Chevy dealers for the best deals and offers on trucks, crossovers, SUVs, and cars. The Silverado is the #1 best-selling full-size light-duty pickup. So check it out during truck season going on now at your Valley Chevy dealers or visit valleychevy.com. Based on S&G Global Mobility 2022 calendar year end, U.S. new vehicle registrations using GM custom retail registration type in the GM half-ton large pickup segments.
Listening to this station on your free iHeartRadio app could put $5,000 in your pocket.
No way! Are you kidding me?
Open your app and search the station to be instantly qualified for the cash.
Yay!
Thank you so much. Download the free iHeartRadio app for all the music, radio, and podcasts you love.
Strike! Tell me something I don't know, Well, unlike that nasty curveball, there aren't any surprises when you finance your next car with Carvana. Really? You get real terms personalized for you right in your strike zone. He's out and on his way to finance his next car with Carvana.
Visit Carvana.com to get pre-qualified today.
With every other attorney out there claiming to be the right attorney for you, it's time we look at the facts. Lerner and Rowe has helped over 150,000 injured people receive compensation for their injuries. We've recovered billions of dollars, with over $1 billion recovered in the last 5 years alone. We have over 50 attorneys and over 400 legal professionals and their resources to fight for you. The reality is, there's Lerner and Rowe, then there's everybody else. In a wreck, need a check?
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Haley, quote, Navage is the best thing I bought. I love it. My nose feels so clear now and I can breathe. I've been struggling with a stuffy nose for weeks. I bought Navage and it's amazing. Or this one. I use Navage every night, could not imagine life without it. I have 5 cats, and before I found Navage, I was a clogged mess. Now I breathe so much better, unquote. Those are 2 of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life.
Broadcasting from the Superbook.com studio. Superbook Sports, now live. This is KGME Phoenix, KESC HD2 Phoenix. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
The Suns try to even up their series in Denver when they play the Nuggets tonight in Game 2. Cardinals got very high marks for their draft selections over the weekend. They entered with 7 picks and came out with 9. Plus some additional high picks for next year. After the draft, they signed 9 undrafted free agents, including former Sun Devil linebacker Kyle Soley. And the Diamondbacks sent cash to the Guardians in exchange for pitcher Connor Pilkington. He's been optioned to AAA Reno. They'll resume play tomorrow against the Rangers. I'm Dan Gutowski on Fox Sports 910. Available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Now's your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Grand. That's grand. Enter it now at foxsports910.com.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
For your Monday, look for temperatures right around 95 degrees. It will be a breezy day. Keep in mind, we do have a red flag warning in portions of Maricopa County today. And then for tonight, clear with those temperatures dipping down to around 64. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by Oregano's.
Oregano's Red Plate Special features 2 of our bottomless original bolo pastas, a house or Caesar salad, and our original pizza cookie to sweeten the deal. Get it all for just $30. Oregano's, your neighborhood Italian joint.
Time for the top local and national stories of the hour. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAC Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona. Bet big on your favorite teams and players in an environment that's as exciting as the game you're watching. There's no better place in the Valley to
You guys are hot.
The Sportsbook at CAC Sports Bar. Now, guys, what's your top story this hour?
Suns, as they will try to even their second-round series with the Denver Nuggets tonight up there in Colorado. Game time 7 o'clock as they were crushed in the season or the series opener, that is, by 18 points. But they will hopefully get to turn this around. And then games 3 and 4 are Friday and Sunday. So they'll have a nice 4 days to rest. So all the talk, all the observations about the Suns and a few of the players getting too much playing time. So what? You got to play 40-plus minutes tonight. You play 40-plus minutes to get a W.
Totally got outplayed from start to finish when you think about it. And even when they got it by 25 points, that being the Nuggets, you went, well, okay, if the Suns got one more run in them, but with about 3.5 minutes to go, Monty raised the white flags. That's it. Put the subs in. But they just.
I was surprised that the Nuggets kept their guys in.
Yeah, they did. And
I mean, I was like, I'm sitting there, I'm like, what are you doing, coach? You're up by 20. Pull your guys.
Yeah.
And they kept all their starters in. It was stupid.
Well, he cleared the bench finally. Malone, I was about 2 minutes ago.
Exactly.
3 minutes.
Yeah, it was. I just said
they should have did it before the Suns did.
I think that they wanted to make a point, establish a point.
I agree with that.
They're here to win it all.
Yep.
And you heard nothing.
That's a good point.
You heard on TNT them talking about what Malone's philosophy was 2 years ago and now, and how many years it took to get to the playoffs. And
They're
that
good
this year,
team.
this team is different. They've got the proverbial boulder, not chip, on their shoulder, and they realize that all the shortcomings that they had, especially 2 years ago when the Suns beat them.
Yep.
Suns whooped them pretty good, as I recollect.
Well, they only had Jokic. That's why, because all their other big stars missed that series. Now they are all back, and now with it being a couple of years later, they're all better players as well.
And one of those guys being Murray,
Correct,
who's out of it.
Jamal Murray.
And you think about, okay, here, I just felt that Denver wants to prove a point. Now, can the Suns step up and go, okay, we'll match you with that. The only problem I'm looking at as we see this is the Suns' big three. I'll say I go out on a limb because CP3 just never know. DA, I agree with you, Rock. That's who he is. You might get 20, you might get 12. But at some point, he's got, if you're only going to get 15, 18 points, then get 15, 18 rebounds. You can't slack in either one of those areas. And you got to show some, I hate to say this, folks, some heart. Show some heart, show some want to out there. And I think sometimes you watch him, watch in particular, the one with the rebounding underneath the rim that went to the Jokic and KD. We're going back and forth. He's hanging out of bounds, just watching. I'm like, dude, get your butt in there and try to tip or fight for this rebound as well. So if you look at 5, 6, 7 guys that are scorers for Denver, and if the Suns can't step it up and have at least 4 good scorers, then I think guys becomes 4 or 5 on 3. At that point, you want to prevent that moving forward.
I'm going to go back to our State 48 Roofing It's Your Call question of the day. And the first one that you have up there, Manuch, because the question basically is how are the Suns going, or what do the Suns have to do to win this game tonight? And your first one is KD and Book have to score at least 63 to 65. That's where I am. And we have stated that when the playoffs began. We both thought that they would have to score that many combined in order for the Suns to have a chance to win.
And interesting, they brought this up as well, too, even last night after you were watching that Golden State game. They're talking about the games moving forward.
Sure.
You don't like to hear this, Suns fans, but the Suns are the worst defensive team that's remaining in the NBA. They were one of the worst going into the playoffs, the NBA playoffs, From that, you go, oh, that's right. So that's why I put that down there. In order to stay pat with the Denver Nuggets, you have to have go score for score.
Yes.
Or you better get on your perimeter defense all over Jamal Murray and get out there on these guys because they were shooting three-pointers like they were layups. So something's got to give. And if you only got 2 or 3 guys that can score, you have to have those two putting in 60-plus per game.
Let me go back to one point that you made, and I just want to follow up on that because you made a good reference. Let's explain it a little bit. That's where you said Malone has opened up the offense for Denver. Folks, remember, Denver was primarily under the tutelage of head coach Malone, a defensive team. That's what they were. They prided themselves on defense, but he has flip-flopped that. Yes, they still play defense, but they have become an offensive juggernaut.
Well, I think the harassment around the basketball, whoever had the ball, even with coming out on, you saw it was very profound to watch D-Book get double teamed in the 3, and you saw KD getting double teamed. Their defense had a lot of energy to it. I kind of sort of saw that with the Suns initially, but man, they were tenacious. So I think that blend of offense and defense for Malone, I think his philosophy now meshes with each other, and the Suns have got to be ready to match that on both ends of the court.
You think they need to kind of pick up the pace too? I saw after the game, Chris Paul said, I think the biggest thing is we got to play faster. He says that's on him. So I'm curious if we're going to see that out of Chris Paul.
But I think for this, Jim, I think you got to move the ball.
Yeah.
I saw too much dribbling to that point.
Yes.
I mean, and that's when you saw him double team CP3 and KD, and then even Booker had like 2 or 3 knocked away when you look at it. But I think they've got to pass the ball more if they're going to do that.
One thing that I have noticed about Chris Paul's game, now that he is older, and that is that he does slow the pace down because he wants to get up. He's more comfortable in a set-up half-court offense, where before he was more comfortable, not so much run and gun, but in an up-tempo offense. And he has got to get back to that because that's exactly the way that the Denver Nuggets are playing right now, up-tempo, and the Suns will have to match that in tonight's game.
I thought that was obvious.
Yeah.
The pace.
Yep.
It really was.
Yep.
It was just obvious. The tenaciousness on defense.
Correct. And the pace of the game.
And the pace. But when you're making threes all over the yard,
I know.
You can dictate whatever you want to do as far as that's concerned.
I still think it's going to be a tough run for them. I think people look at Denver because they haven't been that successful. They've never been in a championship series. Right. That everyone's just overlooking them because all the pundits took, okay, they got KD now. They're going to cruise. I didn't think the Lakers were going to get past the first round. I thought Golden State was going to get out of the first round. Look at them. They're now going to play. That's the makings of an incredible series tomorrow.
Yep.
LeBron versus Steph. I mean, I think a lot of people are looking at that. It just seems like, oh, yeah, by the way, there's this other series with Phoenix and Denver, right?
Hey, Rock, you notice that? That'll be ESPN right there. Oh, yeah, it'll be Lakers and Golden State. And, oh, yeah, the Suns and Denver. We'll get you there at 11:30 tonight. But, yeah, this game over here. And then hey, look, there's Miami. Miami's 5-1 in the playoffs now. They took care of business against
playoff.
Jimmy. You know what?
He is unbelievable.
Jimmy buckets, man.
No,
look at
playoff.
Jimmy. Look at this. Look at this. The Miami
radio. Where are we looking?
I'm telling you, we're on TV.
Oh, okay.
I'm telling you right now is that Miami Heat lost the first play-in game, had to win the second play-in game, then eliminated the number 1 seeded Milwaukee Bucks to get to the second round. The Lakers won their play-in game, then eliminated the number 2 ranked Memphis Grizzlies, and now they are in the second round of the playoffs as well. It just goes to show you, though, the idea now in the NBA, just get in and then make your case.
Well, when you have star players that are finally
That's my
healthy.
point. Yes, it makes a big difference.
When you got the stars that are finally healthy, and then Miami, they got their act together, what 3 weeks ago?
Yeah, roughly.
In the season, and here they come. But, yeah, I mean, for basketball junkies, for all of us. I mean, what a matchup to see Golden State and the Lakers from that standpoint. But the Suns, I think selfishly, I'm still waiting for that phenomenal knockdown, drag out KD game of 45-50. And I don't know if we'll see that when you got him and Booker sharing the basketball back and forth. But for our State 40 Roofing, it's your call.
3 minutes?
I would love to see a 63-65 combo out of both of them if they're going to win.
Staying with Kevin Durant over the weekend, he joined some elite company. He joined Michael Jordan and LeBron James as the only basketball players to sign a lifetime endorsement deal with Nike. Now, his deal with Nike will go beyond the court. He's going to be doing some charity work with it. He first signed with Durant, I should say, first signed with Nike back in 2007 when he was a rookie. And they just released his 16th edition of the Durant signature shoe, which will release, I should say, later this year.
And whether they come in orange or purple or this or that, you look at his shoes. Oh, they're yellow tonight, or they match whatever they can. But I think it's the color scheme that he kind of gets into.
I think that Nike is so smart with the athletes, pretty much, that they have hitched their wagon to when they hit
2 minutes.
Michael advised LeBron to not sign with Adidas and sign with Nike, which he did. And now Kevin Durant, Nike also signed Tiger Woods, never wavered from Tiger, and he has a lifetime deal with them as well. The marketing scheme, and both you guys have done marketing at a high level. You know how important
What has
that
Manuch
is.
done in marketing at a high level?
Thought he was marketing with Motorola, wasn't he?
No, he was in HR. He was.
Oh, he was?
Yeah, he used to call people in the newspaper that were looking for jobs.
No.
All right, I take back what I said about
I was
Manuch then.
recruiting high-end engineers. And then
like he knows anything about engineering.
And then commercial.
That tells you how hard it is to get that job.
Yeah, and then commercial. I'm marketing high-end property.
Whatever.
Oh, okay.
Hey, the NBA fined Dylan Brooks for violating the league's media access policy during the playoffs. If you recall, he
1 minute.
A little run-in with LeBron James. They come and give me 40 and all that stuff. But, he's fined $25,000. And, a guy that's I'm a former PR guy, with the media. If a guy doesn't want to talk to the media, he just shouldn't have to talk to the media. But why is the guy going to get fined for it?
What has happened, though, is that the pro leagues now do not want guys not speaking. So you can identify in this with Philadelphia. There was a certain pitcher, lefty, who was really good
Steve Carlton.
and never spoke to the news.
And we got along just fine. I
Yes.
slept okay.
I know you
I got
did.
to see lefty
I'm-
pitch
I'm
against
well
Nolan Ryan.
I know you did.
I mean,
yes.
So guys,
what?
It's guys. If you forget, it's part of the CBA.
It is.
They have
it's
to
in
speak.
the it's in the CBA
And
contract.
because the owners, and they're coming back and wanting to make sure that the players always spoke. So if you don't, you're going to get fined. It's just the rules. It's going to have to be.
I know. I just
It's part of the
I
CBA.
never take the team or the player side ever, especially in the NBA.
That's why I
But
referenced
these days,
Steve
I'm like,
Carlton for
whatever. Hey, we are out here at the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. Your home for Major League Baseball, the NBA, and the NHL playoffs. They have all the games on all the screens, 46 of them to be exact, 4K flat screens. They got 2 theater quality projection screens and the sportsbook with self-service kiosks as well as the booths. That's all here at the CAZ Sports Book in Casino, Arizona. And food and drinks, I should say. And they have the Roc and Manuch Lager. Yes, if you have not had the Roc and Manuch Lager by Huss, they have that here as well. Hey, tomorrow we're going to be out at the El Bandino Yankee Tequila Barrio Queen. Well, it seems like they own Barrio Queen, but they don't. But they serve the El Bandino Yankee Tequila there at Barrio Queen. We'll be at the Desert Ridge from 1 to 4 tomorrow. That's at Tatum and the 101. So it's another El Bandino Yankee Tequila Tuesday at Barrio Queen at Desert Ridge. Coming up, we'll continue talking Suns and Nuggets as they get ready for Game 2 tomorrow. You'll hear from Jamal Miller and that wild finish. Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Tune in Mondays for more.
Hey, Rock, can you hang back?
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B broadcast.
Do you want to record that tease for the third hour?
Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is sports fans' paradise. That's the guys live every Monday from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona.
That is correct, yes.
Vans Golf Shops. We've been serving golfers since 1963. Let us help you find the hottest gear from bags, balls, shoes, and apparel.
All right, you are good to go.
At the best prices.
Awesome, thank you.
Toyota dealer in the state of Arizona ensures you a buying experience that will exceed all your expectations. Check it out for yourself. Located just off the 101 on Franklin Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale and online at wrighttoyota.com.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch? Every day, from lunch to late night, only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Stick around after the sun sets. Twin Peaks is open really late. Wind down with bourbon and late night bites.
Duke Sports Grill on Miller and McDowell. 12 pool tables and 3 shuffleboard tables.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
Coldest draft beer in town.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
3 patios right on the greenbelt. 1 non-smoking. Duke's on Miller and McDowell. More than 60 TVs playing your favorite sports.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
Saturdays and Sundays, build your own Bloody Mary bar. Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
Where?
Fill your home, boat, and other vehicles. What was that, boat? Progressive saves you money, Jamie. Why are we doing this on a boat? We were going for authenticity. We're going to the city? Authenticity. You mean Atlantic City? But we're not in the Atlantic. Are we?
Bundle your home and other vehicles with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Discount not available in all states or situations.
Back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, broadcasting live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is a sports fan's paradise. You are locked in to Fox Sports 910, live from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona.
Lead too much that time. Long rebound Murray. Foot race between the legs.
You guys are hot.
Murray taking him to the schoolyard.
Yeah, hell of a game as he was the X factor as the Nuggets went on to take game 1, 34 points, 13 to 24 shooting from the field. He knocked down 6 3-pointers, and you got to give the honorable mention to Aaron Gordon, who he was perfect 6 for 6 in the field in that first half. He had 16 points, and they had a big second quarter, outscoring the Suns 37 to 19. So here we are. It's Monday tonight, game 2. The Nuggets are a 4.5-point favorite. They were favorites in the first game too. The Suns have been favored for the series, but right now the Nuggets 4.5 favorite as it opened up higher at 230.5, but it has since backed down about 227.
In your gut, obviously, we all expect a better performance by the Suns tonight. But will it be good enough to win the game tonight?
So am I on Denver radio or Phoenix radio? Do I need to go upstairs and see what they want us to say?
Just tell us
because we're not the home station, the homer station.
No,
I think we're going to lose tonight.
Yeah,
I
think Denver's a better team because of the bench. Yeah. This bench for the Suns and the fact that they can't play defense is going to haunt them. Now, unless to your guys' theory on KD and Booker scoring 60-plus points combined, they still need to do that, but you're going to need some other scoring from some other guys. Torrey Craig, he's had a great. Well, I say great. He's had a really solid playoffs, but he didn't really show up the other night.
I just wonder. Okogie got 2 points the other game. If they put Craig back in the lineup for his potential scoring progress, the only
3 points.
We only had 1 3-pointer. It's all he shot. Craig,
but he did have 4 boards. But he was in there for 24 minutes.
But the thing is, you cannot continually in these losses they had against the Clippers in that game, you can't give up over 60-plus or close 60-plus per half. Your defense, I know it's bad, so Monty Williams and his staff got to figure out something.
They gave up 60 in the first half, 50 in the second half.
You see, 68, 57 to be exact.
I know.
So,
it's unbelievable.
But you something's got to give, guys. They can't. So what you're saying is you got to beat the Denver Nuggets 130 to 128.
Pretty much.
That's what I think that this pace, this scoring could lead up to. And if you don't have the bench that Denver has, and hey, can Book and KD and CP3 and DA, can you play 4-on-5? Because that's basically with Okogie and Craig in the game, you're literally playing 4-on-5 because you can't even get 15 to 20 points. I'll just put this. You can't even get 10 to 15 points out of that fifth guy. We're only getting 4 to 5 points.
If that.
So who's going to pick that up off the bench? Is it Ross going to come in? Is it Campaign now who saw more minutes, hit a couple of easy buckets, like he'll give me buckets at the end of the game? Is he going to come in and now that he feels better, get you 10 to 12 points off the bench? Landry, you look at Shamet coming in off the bench. He's not doing it.
No.
So I'm just curious, and I'm Homer Radio with the Suns.
You are.
I think the Suns can get it done tonight. They have to get it done tonight to even the series up to try to regain that home court advantage.
All right, I'm going to slide. I'll be not politically correct then. I'm just going to lay it out there so I continue to keep my journalistic integrity, which Manuch bagged on me on Friday.
You ever had journalistic integrity?
My entire career, big dog. So here's the way that I view this. I view this, what Rock said, I like Denver again tonight. I think it's going to be a much closer game, but Denver using their bench, also utilizing Jokic the way that they do, will find another way to win this game tonight. And this game, again, will be close to the 120s. And Phoenix is going to have to match what Denver is doing with their pace up and down the court.
And I think KD is due. I think KD is due.
Fair enough.
I think he's due to step it up and be that guy.
What do you mean by due? He's putting up pretty good numbers.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're going to be that, okay, I'm going to be a little selfish.
29 points is enough.
Yeah, I mean, not in this series. Not in this series, man. He's got to be in the 38 to 45 realm.
Got to be
to win tonight's game.
To win tonight's game, he needs to score how many points?
At least 40 to 45.
40
at least. He's got to be.
And then Booker 20, and you're good.
No, Booker.
So another 40.
No,
so you need 80 from two players.
If I saw saw 40 to 30 to 35 out of
you guys are smoking some really good graphs.
No, but you should join us then and have some fun.
Why?
All I said is that I said that in order for the Suns to be successful, Book and KD have to have 65 plus combined in order to have a chance at being successful tonight.
And if Book's going to match,
5 guys play, right?
Exactly.
That is correct. But what are you getting out of those other guys?
That's what I think needs to happen.
Yeah, but
I think you're going to get that close to 60 no matter what.
Okay, you
from
have
those two guys. That's what DeAndre Ayton's going to do. Right? And what kind of Chris Paul are we going to get this game? Are we going to get the Chris Paul we got in the last series?
Sure.
In that last game, or are you going to get what you saw last night?
And Rock, that's what I'm saying. It's the Suns' lack of that fifth guy scoring. It's literally 4-on-5. So KD and Devin got to make up for that lack of that fifth player who's only scoring 5 to 6, 7 points, whether it's a Kogi or it's Craig. Either one, you're not getting scores. So they have got to step it up. And I think that Kevin Durant, if he gets close to a 40-ish and D Book's at 30 to 35, they're going to have to be the dynamic duo to step it up. And with CP3, you got to get more out of him. You just have to go down low and get that elbow jumper, those easy layups, and get him to start making a few threes as well, too. And then DA, if you can get 15 to 20 out of that kid, which you probably won't, but where he's got to come alive is rebounding. He's got to be, if he's going to talk about physicality, then he needs to go and clean the boards, man. Get the Windex out and be swiping and cleaning all night long.
I'm going to watch for that particularly tonight because he already is quoted as saying it's going to be more physical for me tonight. I want to see how he's going to try to do that because he's not going to move Jokic off the block. That is an impossibility. For
3 minutes.
I just want to see if indeed he has success against Aaron Gordon or Michael Porter Jr., who also go in for rebounds.
And I believe Cam Payne will be the first one off the bench tonight.
Okay.
Andrew Shamet sit down. I think Payne, they feel he's good enough to be that guy to come in and give CP3 that rest. And again, once again, I think that what Monty did in success for the Clippers, he always had 2 starters on the floor with the other 3 subs that were in that game. Mm-hmm. They need to get back to that. This is, I feel, in order to get reclaim that home court advantage, a must-win scenario for the Suns. I think they'll be more desperate. They'll be more active. You'll see a much more active
Friday's
game.
going to be a must-win again, too, and then Saturday's going to be a must-win.
No, I think
every
this
game
one,
in the playoffs.
You don't
yes.
Not with this Denver team. You don't want to go down 0-2.
Anybody, you go down 0-2.
But Rock, this team is a very potent offensive
I agree. I have them winning the series.
Hey, the Warriors went down 0-2 to Sacramento, and they won in 7.
I think, defense, and let's make some three. They're going to have 7 for 23, just over 30%. It's not going to cut it.
I agree.
Or not in the NBA playoffs.
Or how about better perimeter defense on this Denver Nuggets team? That's the thing you need. You saw defense was noticeably more active out on the perimeter than the Suns were. So I think the Suns have got to match that perimeter defense in order to get at least get in the grill of one Jamal Murray. At least give him a forearm shiver, something, to make him know, okay, you think you got it? We're going to make you earn that 3.
Hey, next, ABC 15's Craig Fouey. He will stop by for his weekly Fact or Fouey Q&A. That's next as we continue from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. You got Roc and Manuch and Jimmy B today.
Behold.
You guys are clear?
Here's what's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix.
Yes, I did see that.
Tonight they'll play the Nuggets in Game 2 in Denver. Cardinals wideout DeAndre Hopkins addressing the widespread trade rumors in a video of him in Phoenix asking, "Who said I want to go? I'm out here working." The team got high marks for their draft selections over the weekend. They entered with 7 picks and came out with 9, plus some additional high picks next year. The Diamondbacks sent cash to the Guardians in exchange for pitcher Connor Pilkington. He's been optioned to AAA Reno. They'll play tomorrow against the Rangers. I'm Dan Katowski on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
It's Jason Payne, owner of State 48 Roofing and your sexy status roof guy on Instagram and Facebook. Lesser roofers cut corners, cobbling together patchwork roofs to meet a budget, not State 48 Roofing. Give us a call today for your maintenance, repair, or full replacement needs.
Rock for RightToyota.com. At Right Toyota, they'd like you to get to know them. Their goal is to make buying your next vehicle the kind of experience that earns your recommendation to family and friends. They invite you to use all of their innovative web tools on RightToyota.com. So if you're looking for a new or pre-owned Toyota, head to their interactive website at RightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection, all at RightToyota.com.
All right, guys, we got Greg on the phone, ready to go.
With the guys or a steak or ribs with that special someone, Tavern Grill Scottsdale is the place to be. Tavern Grill is now the home of Huss Brewing Company's Roc and Manuch Lager. Tavern Grill Scottsdale at 8880 East Via Linda.
It's the wind down in sparkling water. It's the zone out at the spa. The stunning sunsets at dinner. It's the escape you crave, and it's closer than you think. Talking Stick Resort's summer playcation package, starting at $139 a night with no resort fee for Arizona residents. Exclusive spa specials and $25 in free slot play. Plus, enjoy great deals inside the Talking Stick Entertainment District, including Top Golf, Talking Stick Golf Club, Octane Raceway, and more. Summer playcation, May 8th to September 15th at Talking Stick Resort. Turn it on.
Tune in Saturday morning from 9 to 11 for Backspin, the golf show presented by Pigs. Play your best. The Backspin boys take you inside the ropes every week with guests and great debates on the game. Backspin, the golf show on Fox Sports 910.
I'm Byron Brown, the anti-lawyer lawyer. When it comes to your personal injury case, I'm straight to the point. I'll answer your call. No BS.
Byron Brown, the anti-lawyer lawyer. Call 1-800-ANTI-LAWYER.
DraftKings Sportsbook is an official sports betting partner of the NBA. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app today and use code SPORTS for a special offer when you sign up. That's code SPORTS, only at DraftKings Sportsbook.
It's time for Fact or Fooey with ABC 15 sports director Craig Fouey. Fouey joins the guys each Monday to break down the top stories of the week.
You guys are hot.
And as a reminder, Manuch writes the questions. Now here's ABC 15's Craig Fouey.
Hey, everybody, welcome back. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910, also 99.9 FM HD2, and free on the iHeart Radio app. We continue to broadcast from the CAZ Sports Bar and Sports Book here at Casino, Arizona. The one, the only, Craig Fouhy is our guest. Fouhy, it's Jimmy B and Manuch. Roc is here today, but he's off on a assignment just at this particular moment. He'll return. How are you, pal?
You guys have to. He had to go fix the front door, didn't he? Oh, God,
Hey, Fouhy, it's Roc's world. We're just living in.
That's it.
You know how
Pass
that
it
is.
through.
You gotta let him just do a show and not have him go out and fix doors and windows. And, come on now. He put up signs, isn't he? Welcome signs.
Hey, I got to ask you, how was that barbecue in Kansas City?
Yeah.
By the way, you covering the
It's
traffic?
always good.
Yeah.
It's always good. You know, I hit. I think in 4 days, I hit 6 meals with a barbecue.
Wow.
Oh, you gotta love
the
it.
over under was 7. I missed the over under.
I didn't get a text or call saying you come back from the airport that you had some leftovers for Roc, Manuch, and Jimmy B. I didn't get that text there, big fella.
You know, when you eat barbecue, there are no leftovers.
No, there aren't.
It's not the way you do it.
So paint the picture before we get into Factor Fouhy. How was that compared to some of the others you've been to in reference to that draft and kind of the vibe and excitement out of Kansas City there?
Yeah, it was fun. I mean, it was packed. It was crazy. I think I've told people, I think 9 out of every 10 people there were wearing a Kansas City Chiefs jersey, hat, shirt, pants, shoes, something, socks, you know. But it was packed. I know on Thursday, the fire marshal shut down the upper park level because it was packed. They had too many people, so he wouldn't let any more people come in. But it was crazy. I mean, it was hustling, bustling all over Kansas City. There were tailgate parties and, you know, people drinking before and after in bars. And it was probably every bit as crazy as Nashville and Vegas, and I can go on and on. But yeah, it's crazy. The draft is always fun.
All right, so before we get to Factor Fouhy, quickly, give me your assessment of how you thought the Cardinals did with their draft picks and then also acquiring picks for next year.
Well, I think the bonus for them is they've got 11 picks right now heading into 2024, right? This is all about the future. This is a rebuild. Let's be honest. They're not going to go out and win the Super Bowl this year. Not unless every other team, the buses, the tires go flat on the buses or something happens with every other team in the league. But it's just not going to happen. So this is a rebuild, and they're trying to build for the future. Little surprised at some of the picks. The way they traded and moved around on Thursday night was a bit of a surprise. And then I thought, and I said this last night, I thought Peter Skoronski was the best tackle in the draft, but they ended up with Paris Johnson Jr. Not a bad choice. You know, he went obviously first of the tackles and offensive linemen. So not a bad choice at all. You got to try and protect Kyler, but there's so many holes and needs on this roster that they can't fill them all.
I'm with you, Coach. All right, let's get the Factor Fouhy. And, of course, there's a little game that's going to be played tonight in Denver. Suns and Nuggets. The Suns must find a way to step up their defense against Denver, or this series could be over quickly. Fact or Fouhy?
Well, that's a fact. Listen, if you don't get something out of DeAndre Ayton instead of him standing there watching things go by and enjoying it with a front row seat, you better do something different. I mean, you've got to get something going on. And let's be honest, the Suns don't have a bench. There's nobody there that you can pull off the bench and say, go in and get us 20 points. Go in and get us 10 points, right? The only reason the bench scored some points on Saturday night is because Monty pulled all the starters because they were getting blown out. But it's not a deep team. And the starters have to play that much better. And I think they're going to have to go close to 48 minutes, all the starters. There's none of this 35 minutes, 33 minutes. You got to go 45, 46, 47 minutes with those guys.
All right, Coach, you're leading me to that next question. DeAndre Ayton must become a major factor in the remaining games for the Suns to win this series. Key point there, a major factor in order for the Suns to win this series. Factor Fouhy.
Well, that's fact about DA, but how long have we been talking about this with DA? Right? I mean, since he came in the league, right? The guy's 7 feet tall. He's a big guy. He can shoot. But he just doesn't have that animal instinct, right? Like he would not make it in the NFL. Right? The guy would just get beat up. He'd get thrown to the sidelines. I mean, he doesn't have a killer instinct about him. So until he gets that, now I will say in the playoffs a couple of years ago with the Nuggets injured and not full strength, he played pretty well against Jokic, but He's just not that guy right now, and I don't understand it. I don't understand why he isn't.
Coach,
tools.
You think he'll ever be that guy? I mean, I'm getting frustrated.
No, I don't.
As a Suns fan.
He's got to grow up. I mean, you have to grow up, and I don't. That's either. Listen, Bill Parcells said it years ago when he was coaching. If they don't bite when they're a puppy, they're not going to bite when they're an adult dog, right? And so, if you're not biting as a kid, you ain't biting as an adult. So you better have a little bit of feisty in you as a kid growing up. And I just don't. He's a fun-loving guy, likes his video games, likes to have fun and joke around with guys. I just don't see it.
All right, let's get to question number 3. Still with the Suns, the bench must be able to score an average of 25 points per game in order to keep up with the Nuggets bench during the series. I can tell where you're going. Fact or
Jimmy, what did I just say?
I know, brother. I know.
There is no bench. The bench has to score at least 25 points. That's a day when, I could score more points than that bench, I think. And I can't play basketball. They're terrible. They have no bench. Years ago, and I said this to you guys a few weeks ago, Mike D'Antoni used to get burned by all the media, but they'd never developed a bench. You know what Mike told me one night? He goes, none of the guys on my bench will be in the league next year, not on another team. They won't even be in the league. And all you guys are calling me out because I don't develop a bench. There is no bench. There was no bench for Mike. There's no bench now. They don't have a bench. There's nobody you can turn to and say, Landry, get in there and give me 10 points. Campaign, get in there and give me 10 points. Who else you want to go to?
Terrence Ross. Terrence Ross.
I mean, yeah. Jock Landale. What's Jock Landale even doing playing in the playoffs? Damian Lee goes out and misses 3 shots. It's like, what are they doing? I mean, Landry Shamet is a decoy and plays defense. Are you kidding? Did you see some of the defense he didn't play Saturday night?
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, I like these guys. They're all nice, likable guys, but they don't compete, right? They don't have the skill set.
All right, Coach, question number 4. We're going to switch over to the Cardinals. Cardinals GM Monty Ossenfort's first draft class addressed its priority needs for this team. Number 1, O-line. Number 2, edge rusher. And number 3, receiver with its first 3 picks. Fact or phooey?
The Cardinals. Monty Ossenfort, I'm sorry. He had to come out and self-report a violation by getting a hold of Jonathan Gannon right after the NFC Championship game, and therefore they lost. They had to move down and trade picks with the Eagles. What the heck is going on over there? Jonathan Gannon lies to us at his introductory press conference about what he said and the Philadelphia media said. Uh-huh. Then they had to come out and backtrack and say he never did that. That never happened. None of this happened. And then Monty's got to come out and say, oh, yeah, sorry, Philadelphia. I did interfere. I tampered. And then Gannon comes out and says, I didn't know about this until Howie Roseman told me after the Super Bowl I was staying in town. It's like, really? I mean, this goes on and on and on. Michael Bidwell is under investigation, right, from Terry McDonough. I mean, when does this end? When does this end? So addressing needs, they got so many needs that I can't even begin to say, where do you start? I mean, another outside linebacker. Didn't they get 2 last year?
Yes, they did the last 2 years.
Hello?
Coach, let me follow up.
Another linebacker.
Yeah, let me follow up quickly because Gannon never came out and spoke to the news media. And I know it's not a requirement, but all the coaches always come out, particularly after they make their first selection, and speak to the news media. You were there. I mean, how does that happen anyway?
No, they're hiding Gannon, right? It's like Michael Bidwell has, it's like this whole thing is just a joke. They didn't come out and say anything about the running back coach until we all found out about it. Mm-hmm. They didn't say anything about Hollywood Brown speeding until we found out about it. They didn't say, this has gone on forever, guys. And it's like, and this team is a shambles. Listen, do they win 1 game next year? Maybe 2, 3? If another team loses its starting offense, maybe they win 1. They're terrible.
When I mentioned coaches, did they finally hit rock bottom?
No,
with the tampering charge, or is there more to come?
I mean, it's just, guys. Listen. I like Paris Johnson. I got a chance to interview him in Kansas City. Yeah. Really nice guy, very well spoken. Intelligent guy. Graduated in 3 years. The guy started a foundation as a high school kid. And this guy is all that and more, right? And then you pick up B.J. Ojulari, and he seems to be a good player. But where do you? I mean, it's like the kid with their finger in the dike, right? And then their big toe, then their little toe, then their other hand. I mean, where do you plug the dike here with this team?
Monty,
what's going on with Isaiah Simmons?
Yeah.
They got till tomorrow to give him a 5th-year option. Haven't heard a dang thing about that.
Absolutely nothing about that. Final one, Austin Fort's maneuvering for 11 draft picks for next year's draft. Great strategy moving up, or is it possibly packaging for free agents next year? Fact or phooey?
Listen, I like that's where I'll give him a good B+, A- grade for moving around and getting 11 draft picks next year. I thought Monty was able to maneuver and do those things. But let's be honest about draft picks. I think, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere around 45% of the players on 53-man rosters are undrafted.
Correct.
Somewhere in there, and maybe higher. So the draft isn't the end-all, be-all. But it's nice to know that they could have, listen to this, in Detroit next year at the draft, they might have the top 2 picks.
Sure.
They might have 1 and 2. I mean, it's crazy, right? But, I mean, I just
3 minutes
can find, money picks in that thing. We've been through the Levi Browns, Jonathan Coopers, right? We've been through all those guys over the years. The Calvin Pace that moves on and has a career year.
Josh Rosen.
Yeah. Oh, there's 9 teams ahead of me. You're going to be very sorry. Yeah, Josh. Where are you now? I mean, it's one of those frustrating things with the draft that we all get, and I was there, and every fan that's there is so excited about their team's draft, right? And half those guys won't even be on the roster by October.
Philly, what are you working on now that all this is over? I mean, what else is there to get into?
Down. I'm
get a little vacation now
after talking to you guys. you guys fire me up. I got to go talk to the doctor about calming my heart down right now.
Hey, I know we got to play the company line, not you specifically, but us just being in the media. Can the Suns pull the series out?
2 minutes.
I don't know that they do. Listen, if they don't play better than they did Saturday night, this is a sweep, right? I mean, you can't go up there and play like you did Friday night. And I will say this, and Colin said it last night on our TV show, that was probably the best the Denver Nuggets can play, right? Sure. Yeah. They gave the Suns their best, right? And so if they can repeat that, amen to them, right? Congratulations, tip your hat. But if the Suns don't pick it up, and you can't complain about altitude. Monty took them up there Thursday to make sure they had time to acclimate a little bit to the altitude. You can't complain about the crowd. You can't complain. They play poorly.
Yeah.
And so you got to get your act together tonight to try and salvage a win up there to bring this series back split. Otherwise, it might be over real fast.
He's ABC 15's Craig Fooey. Thank you, buddy. Have a good night. We'll talk to you next
week.
Craig Fooey joining us for Factor Fooey. Well, a fountain of youth. Scientists may have figured out
1 minute
how to stop aging.
Golly, God, can I get that guy's number?
Yep, and car companies are now bringing back buttons and knobs.
What?
Because we're sick of the touchscreens. Right, Jimmy? You're all about the touchscreen. You listen to Roc and Manuch and Jimmy B. We'll get into that next.
You guys are clear?
It's the Odd Couple with Chris Broussard and Rob Parker.
Obviously, Aaron Rodgers knows how to handle himself in front of a microphone, but I gotta say, he was great. I thought his press conference was fantastic. He was charming. He interacted well with the media,
but not too much. He said the right amount.
Said the right stuff.
With Chris Broussard and Rob Parker. Today at 4, tell your smart speaker to play Fox Sports 910.
Looking for a change in your career? All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings now available in customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278.
Shopping for a mortgage? Big banks can be a big hassle. Call GC Global Capital and work with a local team of mortgage experts for great rates and lower fees, more options, and faster closings. Don't let your dream home purchase turn into a nightmare. Call the professionals at GC Global Capital, 480-397-9300. GC Global Capital, your local mortgage professionals. GC Global Capital is an Arizona licensed mortgage broker, NMLS 1091187, license MB 0924983, and equal opportunity lender.
Home shopping? You'll need a pre-approval letter. Call GC Global Capital and you can get pre-approved in minutes. Call 480-397-9300. Free second opinions and comparisons. GC Global Capital is an Arizona licensed mortgage broker. NMLS 1091187. License MB 0924983. An equal opportunity lender.
Tune in Mondays from 1 to 4 as Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B broadcasts live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is sports fans' paradise. That's the guys live every Monday from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona.
Hey, Arizona, if you're shopping for a new or certified used vehicle, visit any one of your 13 Valley Chevy dealers for the best deals and offers on trucks, crossovers, SUVs, and cars. The Silverado is the #1 best-selling full-size light-duty pickup. So check it out during truck season going on now at your Valley Chevy dealers or visit valleychevy.com. Based on S&G Global Mobility 2022 calendar year end, U.S. new vehicle registrations using GM custom retail registration type in the GM half-ton large pickup segments.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch? Every day, from lunch to late night. Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
At Lerner & Rowe, we measure our success based on the amount of money we recover for our clients. And we're proud to say that we've collected billions of dollars for them. And no, it didn't take a gazillion years to do it. In the past 5 years alone, Lerner & Rowe has recovered over $1 billion. Millions of dollars recovered every week. We're collecting more money for more people in Arizona than any other law firm. Get the money you deserve. Call Lerner & Rowe today.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
A lot of new enrollments, huh? Braylon, Braden.
Monique's daycare is crawling with new arrivals.
Hey, sweetie, are you hungry?
She needs more early childhood educators.
Did your sock slip off again?
And a nap.
Hey there, little guy. Okay. Shh. Whoa.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
The Drive with Jody Ayler, now in mornings. Tomorrow from 6 to 10 on Fox Sports 910. Back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Broadcasting live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports.
You guys are hot.
Casino, Arizona is a sports fan's paradise. You are locked in to Fox Sports 910. Live from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona.
If you're a regular Fox Sports 910 listener, you'll know our next guest because he's on twice a week on the station. You hear him here on Mondays. You get to hear him on Saturdays as well. Casey from the Sportsbook here at the CAZ Sports Bar, and he was a little late because he's still upset about his Bruins losing. I got to tell you, I've never cheered so loud for the Florida Panthers in my entire life yesterday, sitting at the refreshment stand with a bunch of massholes. And just because they're so obnoxious. Why is it in your blood as a Massachusetts guy that you guys just are just, I don't know what the word is, but you have so much energy.
Casey, this is family intervention. That's Mike Morocco.
Philly guy.
just to be.
There's no room to talk, but, hey, when you're down, you're down. I mean, I got to take you guys are down. The Red Sox, they don't have a team this year either. How is Boston going to be able to recover from this?
Sure, just beat him up some more, Rock, while he's at it. Just give him a
Dude,
more.
Boston has won everything for so many years. So I have every right to kind of have some fun with you, Case.
Yeah, no problem. No, I mean,
You can handle it.
They'll bounce back. They'll recover a little quicker than the Phillies have.
Oh!
So they'll be all right. But I understand you
we're over 500. I'm all right. Yeah.
You got to give me a little stuff because the Sixers are going to get smoked right now.
Well, no Joel Embiid. He's not playing tonight.
Let the dozens begin, man. I love it. Smack talking back and forth.
I like it.
It's just
I like it.
nuts. All right, Suns going into the series were favored, right?
Yep.
Saturday night's game, they weren't favored. Tonight, the last I saw, the spread was 4.5. Is it still around 4.5?
It's at 4 right now.
It's at 4. Okay. Where are you seeing most of the money?
Most of the money for us is coming in on the Suns. Most of the market, normally a lot of Nuggets money is coming in tonight.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
The over-under kind of shifted, I believe.
It did, yeah.
Yeah, it's up to 229 now.
Is that just because the Suns or the Nuggets put on such an offensive display in Game 1?
A little bit, but I think a lot of people are expecting the Suns to come back, score much more than they did.
Okay.
So yeah, it opened at 227. It's up to 229 now, so it's actually moved 2 points.
Wow. Is that considered a big shift in your bookmaking efforts?
Yeah, it's a pretty big shift, especially now that there's not as many games. So a lot of the money will even out. So there's definitely more money leaning towards the over tonight.
Okay.
All right. The Kentucky Derby. They just announced the field this afternoon. I know certain books can't take horse racing. How does it work here?
Yeah, so unfortunately, we were going to have the Kentucky Derby. Now they actually said that we're not allowed to do it.
Okay,
so
because I knew it was an issue.
it.
Okay,
Yeah.
All right, so that's all right. So we can move on from there. When it comes to NBA and NHL overall betting, how much difference is it when the amount of action, I should say, in either? I'm sure NBA is much higher, but how much higher would you think?
Much larger. Probably, I would say we probably take 100% more handle on
Wow.
NBA compared to NHL.
Wow.
Interesting.
That's-
Okay.
Yeah, that is. I find that. I thought for sure you'd have action on the guys that skate, but look, I get it with the NBA, and now with the matchups that are taking shape here in the second round. What are you looking for? Because the networks are going to just blow the doors off promoting LeBron against Steph and the Lakers and Warriors.
And oh, by the way, the Suns are playing the Nuggets in a round. It's all them.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely going to be promoting the Warriors versus the Lakers. This could possibly be the last time LeBron, Curry play each other in the playoffs. So that'll definitely probably trump the
everything
Suns,
else.
Nuggets. Yeah, for sure.
Last time it was what is it? Golden State by 4.5, minus 4.5 at this point. What would we get more play on, the over under? Because this thing could be first one to 135 wins, at least that first game.
Yeah,
where they put points up.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely leaning over, and we definitely are taking more money right now on the Warriors.
Okay.
Baseball.
I can see that.
Are we starting to see more baseball now? That because the numbers are up, viewership's up, everything. The game pace is much better than it was. When do you think that's going to start? After the playoffs in the NHL and NBA, or it's still pretty good right now?
Yeah, it's still definitely pretty good right now. It'll definitely pick up after the playoffs, as baseball will be the only sport. But yeah, especially now with the market with prop bets and stuff like that, you always got people coming in wanting to bet home runs, no run first innings. So the props probably actually we take more on than the actual full game itself.
Wow, is that new? Is that different, or has it always been like that for baseball?
Oh no, definitely new. Before you used to only be able to bet like the first 5 in the full game. Now you can bet first 3, first 5, first 7, full game. So it's everywhere. So yeah.
So, Case, I just want to know, we saw Charles Barkley 2 weeks ago putting his bet down for Sacramento. Now, you just tell us guys right here, so how much did he lose?
Yeah.
You can't disclose?
I can't disclose that.
Hey, we're a commercial break.
Oh, yeah. I know it's a promoter. If I tell you, I have to kill you. But I mean, we haven't seen him yet today with any of his new bets.
He's got some work to do. So, Casey, thank you as always. Yes. Thanks for having us as always. Appreciate the sports book at the CAZ Sports Bar. It's a sports fans paradise, open daily from 8 to 11. They have 3 live betting windows. They have 6 self-serve betting kiosks, 8 screens displaying the bets all the time. And during non-operating hours, guests may cash out in the casino areas in a cashier cage. So they don't even need to be open. You can get your money. So good stuff there as Casey is heading back to Boston this week.
Yeah. I'm surprised he can't disclose some of that stuff.
Why would he? That's like,
I know.
I don't know.
I bet it was a few ducats that had to come out. I wonder who's interested in listening to Charles tonight. See whose new favorite's going to be.
That'll be interesting.
I bet it's Denver.
Yeah, it might be.
Could
yeah,
be.
yeah.
He'd jump on Denver, huh?
He likes Denver. He loves Jokic as a player. He's been right at the very beginning. He thought Jokic was going to be one of the best centers ever in the NBA.
3 minutes.
The way his game has, I guess, transitioned into what it's all about now. Barkley was absolutely correct about that.
So would you want to live to your 100?
Absolutely.
I'm on good pace for that right now.
absolutely.
Yeah.
How about 180?
Probably not.
As long as I'm
180, no.
functionable and I can be help to society, I would do that.
As long as you can still talk.
Absolutely, man.
Well, researchers from UC San Diego may have just found out a way to extend our lifespan by over 80%.
Wow. I'm listening, Rock.
Now,
Okay,
don't
me
get
too.
too excited,
I'm listening.
because they haven't really tried it on people yet.
Oh,
really?
Just
mice?
yeast.
Oh,
Just
geese?
yeast. Yeah.
Just geese?
Yeast.
Oh,
With a
yeast.
Y. Yeah.
Okay, yeast.
They
Okay.
said that they aged our cells, or it said we age because of our cells start breaking down.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And a previous study found that it happens for 2 reasons. Their mitochondriac gets weaker,
Okay.
and our DNA becomes less stable. And that's true with yeast cells too. But they're basically rewired and they're tricking them. So they're creating these alternatives that will, and somehow, if they can figure out how to make it work with the yeast, which they kind of have, they're now going to try to figure it out how to make it work.
They're fooling the aging process.
That's it.
Shoot, when I'm 85, you can fool me all you want. I'll volunteer as a test project would have.
Damn, I need all the help I can get too.
Why not?
Yeah.
So if you're a fairly new car, you probably have a lot of touchscreens on your dashboard.
That's all they have.
Yeah, you don't have it in yours.
Mine's just 3 years old.
Yeah, you don't have it.
I was at the precipice of having some of the, mine's a 2019 Toyota Corolla. So yeah, I don't have all the touch stuff.
Well, it sounds like car companies are now trying to ditch the touchscreens, and they want to bring back the buttons and knobs because we all want them.
Thank you. Yes,
I'm not gonna lie because I have a Tesla. And
1 minute.
It is all touchscreen.
It is.
I mean, I can't. If I'm on my phone, I can't even get my car. There's no keys. It's a pain in the ass.
Oh, man.
You lose your phone, you don't have a car.
Yeah. I always like the buttons. And here's the other thing, and you can answer this. With your touch screen, do you feel like when you go to use the touch screen that it takes your mind off of driving right away?
30
In other
seconds.
words, you're not concentrating on the road.
Now that you told me that, maybe I'll think that, but no, I haven't thought about that
See,
at all
and about-
because I'm not like, well, no, I don't know. That's a great question. I never thought about it.
I'm just not a pretty face.
When you start, that car starts driving itself in about 5 years, Rock, you start touching all the
They already
buttons you
do
want.
it.
10
I know,
seconds.
but I just don't want to pay $12,000 a year to have it drive by itself.
I would never trust my car to drive itself. Never.
Tim Kempton, Frank Sanders next.
Hey, Arizona, if you're shopping for a new or used vehicle, visit any one of your 13 Valley Chevy dealers for the best deals and offers on trucks, crossovers, SUVs, and cars. The Silverado is the #1 best-selling full-size light-duty pickup. So check it out during truck season going on now at your Valley Chevy dealers or visit valleychevy.com. Based on S&G Global Mobility 2022 calendar year end, U.S. new vehicle registrations using GM custom retail registration type in the GM half-ton large pickup segments.
Jenny.
Hey, Jenny!
Jenny, come on in. Steve.
Hey, Steve!
Steve, how you doing?
Meg!
Meg, nice to see you. Hey, Meg.
Arena Sports Grill. Come on out for the sports, off-track betting, incredible food, and friendly faces. The best daily specials in Scottsdale. Arena Sports Grill, 62nd Street in Bell. We know you.
Listening to this station on your free iHeartRadio app could put $5,000 in your pocket.
No way! Are you kidding me?
Open your app and search the station to be instantly qualified for the cash.
Yay!
Thank you so much. Download the free iHeartRadio app for all the music, radio, and podcasts you love.
Spring has sprung and it's full tilt boogie time at GiveMeTheVin.com, America's best car buyer.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Anyone else feel like they can't get enough of Netflix right now? Love is Blind, maybe Unstable. Well, for a limited time, Verizon customers can get 1 year of Netflix Premium on Verizon with the purchase of select subscriptions on Plus Play. Get subscriptions like Paramount Plus Premium, Calm, AMC Plus, and more. Plus Play is a new digital platform that makes it easy to shop and save on the subscriptions you love and manage them all in one place. Get 1 year of Netflix Premium on Verizon with the purchase of select subscriptions. Go to plusplay.com, only on Verizon.
Plus Play access included for Verizon postpaid mobile 5G home and LTE home subscribers. Exclusive savings available on select partner subscriptions. All products and services sold on Plus Play require a separate subscription or purchase. Additional terms apply. Purchase of new annual subscription to Paramount Plus, Calm Premium, Peloton, Super Duolingo, Masterclass, AMC Plus, or Stars required. After 12 months Netflix promo period, service auto renews at $19.99 plus tax per month or then current rate. Limited time offer while supplies last. Additional terms apply.
When I can't sleep, my mind just races. I think about work, the kids, but I don't think about taking melatonin because I'm afraid I'll feel groggy in the morning.
ZzzQuil Pure Z's Gummies has an optimal dose of melatonin for no next day grogginess, so you can fall asleep naturally and wake up feeling refreshed. ZzzQuil Pure Z's Gummies for better sleep like never before. And try Pure Z Sleep plus Next Day Energy with melatonin plus extended release B vitamins.
Joe Brown here with Accident Law Group. If you were hurt in an accident, find us on the web at accidentlawgroup.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting from the Superbook.com studio. Superbook Sports, now live. This is KGME Phoenix, KESC HD2 Phoenix. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
The Suns are back at it tonight. They're in Denver for Game 2 of their series against the Nuggets. The Diamondbacks sending cash considerations to the Guardians in exchange for pitcher Connor Pilkington. He's since been optioned to AAA Reno. They'll play tomorrow against the Rangers. Cardinals wideout DeAndre Hopkins addressing the widespread trade rumors in a video on Instagram of him in Phoenix asking, "Who said I want to go? I'm out here working." And the team got high marks for their draft selections over the weekend. I'm Dan Gutowski on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Now's your chance to win $1,000. Just enter the date on our website. That's Build. Enter at Fox Sports 910.
The Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
Look for a clear night tonight with temperatures dipping down to around 64 degrees. And then for your Tuesday, cooler with temperatures topping out in those upper 80s. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. At Blindster, we offer over 50 different custom window treatments, including faux wood blinds and shutters, all at prices less than retail. Plus, we'll send you free samples before you buy. Don't hire an expensive pro. Do it yourself and save big at Blindster.com.
Time for the top local and national stories of the hour. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona. Bet big on your favorite teams and players in an environment that's as exciting as the game you're watching. There's no
You guys are hot.
in the valley to get in on the action. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar. Now, guys, what's your top story this hour?
We're out here at the CAZ Sportsbook. Roc, Manuch, Jimmy B. We got Jax. We got Spencer holding up the fort at the iHeartRadio studios. But we're talking Suns this hour as well as Cardinals 2023 draft. As we all know, the Suns-Nuggets tonight, Game 2. Tim Kempton will join us here in about 10, 12 minutes. Get his thoughts on what happened on Saturday night and what he expects to see tonight as the Suns got to, climb a big mountain.
You're on record, though, as saying that you think Denver wins again tonight.
I just bench play, defense.
Yep.
Unless Monty's got something up his sleeve, I just don't see it. I think Denver's just it's just a better team.
I think with
KD,
KD and Book and CP3 will figure out a way to get it done tonight. They really will. They got too many of the veterans. They know what it takes.
So I bet.
Yeah, okay. I will bet you a bologna sandwich. Absolutely.
Okay, when was the last time anybody had bologna?
Me.
When?
Yeah.
Do they still make it?
2 months ago, we had garlic bologna. Boar's Head garlic bologna.
Where do you buy, like Oscar Mayer, or where do you buy it?
Boar's Head. At Bash's.
Yeah. I get Oscar Mayer.
Yeah.
I had it like 2 weeks ago.
I do too, yeah.
Did you have a liverwurst too?
Didn't have liverwurst.
I never do liver.
Yeah, garlic bologna sandwich.
It's good.
Lettuce, tomato.
Is business okay?
Yeah,
we
love garlic bologna. We only bought a half pound, though. Sometimes
what did that? 4 slices?
No, the stuff is like, hey guys, it's like eating crack, man. You could eat it all.
Bologna?
Oh,
Come on, when you're a kid, you hated opening up your lunch. When your parents put in bologna sandwiches.
No, I loved it.
Me too.
Love garlic bologna.
Oh my! I don't think I've had bologna in 25 years.
You're missing out, man.
Really?
It is.
No, I'd rather
awesome.
have turkey or chicken or tuna fish.
Anybody can have that.
I'll bring bologna on Thursday.
Thank you. That'd be great.
Why?
Garlic bologna. It is
Go for it. I'm off Thursday. That's fine. Bring it. It's going to smell. Your car's going to smell.
Hey, more for us, Jax. More for me and Jimmy B. That's for sure.
Look, we probably should talk about this on the air, but if you want to talk, after the show, if you could only, you're eating bologna, you can only get half a pound.
Well, because we don't want to eat too much of it.
Okay.
We won't eat too much because we'll eat it.
Are you using the Bash's white bread? I mean, that's only 89 cents.
White,
Okay.
the Wonder
bread?
sandwich bread.
Oh, my
Not the
gosh.
Wonder bread, the Wonder sandwich bread.
Man.
That's the
I mean,
best stuff.
Do you need a raise?
No.
Are the kids not paying you? You working out? You didn't make any money off Brock Purdy?
Here's the deal.
Your days in the NFL, you're down at, you played in the NFL and he's eating bologna.
Here was the sandwich. There was the paper sack sandwich of the day. You had the bologna sandwich. You had to have the apple, the obligatory apple. Now, you could always tell when your dad got paid the week before because you had chips, maybe Fritos, and Rock, a Twinkie or a Ding Dong in that lunch bag when you had that little extra something in there on top of that.
For me, it was peanut butter and jelly,
staple,
carrots, and maybe a Twinkie or a Hostess cupcake.
They had those back then?
Oh,
yeah.
Well, I knew you were going to
Ding Dong.
I mean, I grew up on the East Coast. We had tasty cakes.
Snowballs. Remember the snowballs, Jimmy? The snowballs.
Yeah, I hated those.
What's this got to do with Suns games too? Because I think that basically you and I have bet.
Yeah, we better not bet you a bologna sandwich.
Yes, that was it. That was the bet.
I'll bet you a sandwich, Rock. I'll bet you
a what?
A sandwich.
A sandwich.
Yeah, a little sandwich. Absolutely right.
Any sandwich I want from any restaurant.
You got it. Absolutely.
There you go.
So if I want a cheesesteak hoagie from Corleone's,
I'll get it. I got you.
Or Venezia's.
Yeah.
They got some great freaking.
They do have great
chicken parm.
Oh yeah.
Chicken parm hoagie.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Or what if I want something from Wawa? Will you go to Wawa?
I'm flying back east to go to Wawa. That's not a.
Hey, D-backs quickly. They were denied a 3-game sweep as they lost 12-4 to Denver yesterday. I should say the Colorado Rockies. They'll start a series tomorrow in Texas to play the Rangers. Zach Gallen, can't wait. He's appointment television right now, folks. Zach Gallen is the real deal. He's looking to extend his 28-inning scoreless streak. He'll be up against another pretty good player, right-hander John Gray of the Rangers.
And the Rangers right now are pounding the ball out of the ballpark. They are hitting 2 to 3 home runs every game in the last 4 or 5 games that they have played.
And the D-backs were the first 2 games against the Rockies.
Yeah.
And they got shut down. They were scoring touchdowns those first 2 games. But
Rangers scored 15 yesterday with the Yankees.
What's with the Yankees all of a sudden?
Well, they got everybody hurt. John Carlos.
They're not going to lose any sleep over it.
No, ESPN might
Yankees
be
losing. The fact that Sunday night ESPN hasn't played yet, hasn't hosted the Yankees or the Red Sox or Dodgers is mind-boggling to me. I'm surprised. That was always a go-to, on Sunday.
Sure.
And you always want to tune in to watch Scott Van Pelt, and the damn game always ran long. Now with the new rules, these games aren't running so long, which is kind of nice. You get the Sports Center
And you haven't noticed, but there's a lot more highlights in Sports Center these days. It's fun to watch. Oh my gosh, they've kind of maybe the peeps, the fans have spoken.
Well, they have, because everybody gets so tired of the talking heads. Look, you can watch on your phone, and your phone is.
How would you know how to do that? Why would you wait? Time out. No. Roc, Manuch, and Jimmy B.
Oh,
so I always trump you.
Oh my gosh!
You're about to tell a story. About people using their phone.
Correct.
You have a flip phone.
I do.
You do not have the authority to tell anybody listening, or myself or Manuch, that your cell phone is something you use.
As we see on TV right now,
Major League Baseball.
First off, I would never watch a game or highlights on a freaking phone.
Your iPad is the size of my iPhone.
Look, I never watch
You just
highlights
talked about
on the
watching
iPad.
highlights on your phone.
Oh, no. I was saying I would never watch highlights on my phone. Because
That's a lie.
That's what I do not watch highlights
Half
on
your
my phone.
retweets are highlights.
Oh,
on Twitter.
Well, Twitter is different.
No, it's not.
Twitter's different.
It's like television in your world.
No, it's not. That's why I have a big screen TV, so that with HD smart TV, so that I can watch and feel like I'm in the freaking game instead of watching it on a 6-inch screen.
Jimmy, let me grab that shovel from you because you're digging a deeper and deeper and deeper hole.
I'm on freaking fire right now.
Is this thing on?
I'm just gonna say.
It's all wrapped up on Saturday. I think they did quite well. I really do, considering going into the draft with the black cloud on the survey regarding coming to play there. Who would want to go to the Arizona Cardinals when you got to pay to have a lunch, your bologna sandwich, right? You got to pay for it.
Somebody's got to pay for it.
And then, of course, the lawsuit alleging that Michael Bidwell was handing out burner phones, which they could watch games on, right? And then you get nabbed for tampering in the hiring of Jonathan Gannon. So good luck, Rooks.
Hey, how come Steve Keim's kind of been the darling of the media
has
lately?
been, yeah.
Why has nobody asked him about the burner phone question? Did you ever get the burner phone? Why has nobody broached the subject and challenged him or asked him about that?
Because
I don't get it.
I'm sure that when Fox decided to sign him as one of their analysts, I'm sure that was talked about, and he most likely said, no questions
No,
about
Jim. He's
this.
been on Dan Patrick. He's been all over. He's been
Oh,
on
okay. I only
Colin
saw him on
Coward.
Fox.
He's been
Yeah.
on Dan
I saw him on
Patrick.
Fox.
He's been everywhere.
Yeah, no one is pressing him at all.
At all on that.
And
I wonder if it's people are sensitive to the reason why he had to take a leave of absence.
Okay, that doesn't bemoan the fact of did you receive burn when you were no. The thing was he had the DUI charges what he had when he was gone for those 5 weeks. So the whole contention allegedly is.
Wait, we don't know that because I thought to some people have speculated allegedly that he was in a program somewhere in those 5 weeks.
No,
not necessarily dealing with his DUI, maybe a work release or whatever.
But the reason why he was suspended was the DUI that he had. He was charged, so he was suspended by the National Football League.
3 minutes,
those 5 weeks. So the contention was that burner phones were given to Terry McDonough and somebody else, and to Steve Keim in reference to communication, illegal communication with him. That's the contention with whether he had to go to therapy or whatever. He was
DUI was in 2018.
That's when this happened, Rock. That's when the burner phones. That's when McDonough said in 2019 when that happened, he was suspended. That's the whole contention of the burner phones. Did that ever come up? Steve Keim. Now, the story allegedly, are you allowed to talk about the so-called burner phone situation? All he can say is, well, that's whatever he wants to say. So I have not, at least for me, I don't know, but Jax, you listen to a lot of radio out there, or anybody broached the subject of the burner phones? No. Nobody has.
Yeah, I'm very surprised. And, maybe, I don't know, it's old news, but it's really not.
Well, here's the thing.
I don't think people really care about what's going on with the Cardinals.
2 minutes. But here's the thing.
That 48-hour news cycle already passed.
Okay, so here's the thing. What happens, Rock, is that if this is true, if the NFL finds it's true, those draft picks, it could cost a fine. Besides all of the alleged toxic environment Michael Bidwell has with that organization, all of a sudden this all comes together. NFL owners got to go, okay, the burner phone thing, fine him, draft choice, whatever. Slap their hand. Now, if there's more to the toxicity of the Cardinals organization, do we have a Daniel Snyder scenario? Do we have a Donald Sterling scenario in the NBA? How much more does that contribute to the whole facet of the mess that this Arizona Cardinals team is? Arizona Cardinals organization is in reference to all this, allegedly.
Even when that came out, it didn't get the press that I thought it would. The survey got more than the alleged lawsuits. Right? Would you say?
Well, I think
1 minute.
The similarities between Sarver and this whole Bidwell thing, from the organizational standpoint, is key. They think with the burner phone scenario that there could be a fine or draft pick. I think people are resolved that happens. So if there's more people coming forward, or let's just put it this way, if the Cardinals lied about what happened with the burner phones, it could be even more of a penalty for this Cardinals team.
Hey, we were just talking about big televisions. Well, we are giving away a 75-inch smart TV. We've teamed up with the Valley Chevy dealers, and we're going to give you a chance right now. Just text Chevy to 59925. We're going to run it for a few weeks, and then we'll select one random winner, and we're just going to hook you up with a brand new TV thanks to Valley Chevy, valleychevy.com. Again, it's a 75-inch smart TV, and all you got to do to qualify, you can do it daily. Just text Chevy to 59925. Coming up, Tim Kempton, radio analyst for your Phoenix Suns. Get his thoughts on what happened Saturday and what needs to happen tonight for the Suns to even the series at 1. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Valley traffic from the Valley Toyota Dealers Traffic Center.
Afternoon, here's what's up. A wreck just about cleared from westbound 10 near the 143 transition. That's still going to slow you back to about the 60. A crash northbound 17 frontage road at Dunlap sitting off right. Also a wreck in Chandler on Rural North Array, one on Thunderbird and 14th Avenue, and a wreck Van Buren and 22nd Avenue. I'm Lee Powell, checking the roads.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Since 2010, Blindster has sold millions of custom blinds, shades, and shutters to satisfied customers across the country with 20,000 five-star reviews and an A-plus rating from the Better Business Bureau. Custom blinds at low prices and free shipping. Blindster.com.
Hey, it's Gross. Join me, Bauer, and Jackson every Saturday from 11 to 1 live from the Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona for Take the Points. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar.
A homeowner just like you.
Hey.
Decides to fix his roof.
Okay.
He backs up his truck, ties one end of the rope to the bumper and the other to himself.
Smart.
He's working on the backside of the roof until...
What? Wait, no.
Yes, Dad was in tow.
Ooh, was he hurt?
A few bruises and his pride.
Save yourself with State 48 Roofing, offering maintenance, repairs, and replacements. Of course, licensed, insured, and bonded. From residential to commercial. State48roofing.com.
The right price, the right selection. It's all now at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. Stop by today and see why Wright Toyota continues to be Arizona's top Toyota dealership, located just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard and online at WrightToyota.com.
When we make your meal, this is where we start. Traditional old world recipes passed down through generations. But then we add some modern flair and spice up your Italian dining with contemporary flavor combinations. The result, the perfect fusion of new and old world traditions and a meal you'll never forget.
Inspired by the comfort and cuisine of a Brooklyn-style pizza parlor, Upper Crust Pizza and Patio Wine Bar is located at the southeast corner of Loop 101 and Cave Creek Road in Phoenix.
So you just used bug spray in your home. Now what? Well, between the waiting and waiting for things to dry up and keeping your family away from the mess, it hits you. You could have used Zevo. Unlike other bug sprays that stick around, Zevo goes from kill to clean in seconds. Plus, it's safe for use around people and pets when used as directed. Zevo, people-friendly, bug-deadly.
This is Eric Dickerson. Here's what's trending on the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Staples Stores.
The Suns continue their series in Denver tonight. They'll play Game 2. Cardinals wideout DeAndre Hopkins addressing widespread trade rumors in a video posted to Instagram of him in Phoenix asking, "Who said I want to go? I'm out here working." And two-time league MVP Bryce Harper could return to the Phillies lineup tomorrow. He's gotten medical clearance to play after undergoing Tommy John surgery. I'm Dan Gutowski.
During Staples Small Business Deal Days, find new deals in store each week. Plus, rewards members get $30 back in rewards when they spend $100 or more. Rewards offer ends May 13th. Limit 1. Redeemable in store only. Save big for your business at Staples.
Part of the Phoenix Suns NBA Finals team, NBA and Suns color analyst Tim Kempton now joins the Roc and Manuch show on Fox Sports 910 on FM at 99.9 HD2.
The Nuggets? Surprised? Am I surprised about the Nuggets? Hell no. They're number one seed for a reason. They got a two-time MVP. They got a deep team. No, I'm not surprised. They can go off and win games. So we got our work cut out for us. We're looking forward to game 2, though.
That's KD talking about the Nuggets. Joining us now is the Suns radio analyst, former Phoenix Sun, Tim Kempton, now on the Right Toyota guest line here on Fox Sports 910. Follow him on Twitter at Suns TK, and he joins us. All right, you just heard KD talking about the Nuggets, and one of the big guys for the Nuggets was Jamal Murray, that X Factor, 34 points. What are they going to do to try to stop him? He can't have two games like that in a row, can he?
Well, you hope not, but first and foremost, I have to eat a little crow. I said, before on Friday that the Suns had learned their lesson about rebounding, and although the Denver Nuggets, in my opinion, aren't nearly as big as the LA Clippers, they do it in a different way. They're just a lot more persistent. The Clippers would go in there and just rip the rebound out, take it out. to someone. The Denver Nuggets piled up rebound after rebound on the glass, 16 in the game. They only gave up 14 second chance points, which is huge. But the rebounding, as Scott Hastings and I talked about before the game, Scott does the analysis for the Denver Nuggets, former player in the league, is we said whoever controls the glass controls the tempo, controls the easy buckets, and that's what the Denver Nuggets were able to do. Now I hope, Jamal Murray doesn't go 6 for 10 from 3 and 13 for 24 overall, with those 34 points. The overall shooting was just amazing. The 16 of 37 from behind the arc for the Denver Nuggets was something that was really a struggle.
If you had an opportunity in the hotel lobby and you see DeAndre Ayton after the game, you said physicality is going to turn up a notch. What would you like to see him do? I mean, I think we all as fans like to see him be more physical out there, but what does he need to do to turn it up?
Well, DeAndre, listen, everybody always asks me that. He's not a physical player, and that's not a knock on DeAndre. That's not his skill set. His skill set is athleticism and quickness. He's got to, make that first hit. When he gets tied up, and this is why I thought it would be different in this series, is when he got tied up with bigger bodies like Plumlee and Ivica Zubac, they just kind of lean on him and push him around. So what DeAndre has to do is kind of be like a little bit of a hit and run guy. He's got to hit them, whether it's with a forearm, whether it's with a two-hand push, whether it's with his hips. He's the first guy to create the contact, so he's free to then go and get the ball with his athleticism and quickness. And a little bit of that, the same thing with Nikola Jokic. Nikola Jokic just wants to lean all over DeAndre. So DeAndre's got to get separation. It's like what Manuch is, it's in the backfield. Cornerbacks and receivers want separation from those DBs. That's what
Tim, interesting you bring that up. The harassment by this Denver Nuggets defense as far as creating loose balls with Booker and KD and even CP3. And when you look at the turnovers you mentioned, and I think that was noticeable from the get-go, talking about you guys, in so many balls knocked away from Suns players like we saw the other night on Saturday.
Yeah, and that's part of the physical aspect of the playoff situation. You're dribbling to the lane, they're knocking your arms, the ball comes loose, and they're just not going to call it. So you have to be stronger there. And another way you can do it is get rid of the ball before those double teams come. And that was more on the Suns' other players other than Devin and Kevin, most noticeably.
Right.
Is guys have to be ready, see the double team, and flash to the middle of the floor, especially if it's your guy double teaming you. Because if you give them, there was a lot of times where the double teams were happening and the Suns' other four players were standing still. When double teams happen, you have to have movement. You have to be able to get to spots where Devin and Kevin can see you so they can get rid of the ball. And then it's a little 4-on-3 break behind that double team.
Tim Kempton is our guest on the Wright Toyota guest line. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910. Tim, I want to go back now to play down low on the block. And I saw Jokic do this. I saw Aaron Gordon do this. I saw Michael Porter Jr. do this as well. They all utilize, it seems, they get the guy on a hip and they utilize the drop step extremely well. I watch Ayton, and I don't see him utilize the drop step. I know that you talk about his quickness, and yes, I agree with you. He is quicker than Jokic, and he is a terrific finesse player. But if you're a finesse player, wouldn't you be utilizing that drop step to get him on your hip and then score and turn and go the other way?
Well, you can, but again, you're talking about, his primary defender, Nikola Jokic, has some of the best footwork that you've ever seen. So those guys, the other two guys you mentioned, are learning from Jokic. What I'd like to see DeAndre Ayton do is, square up and then spin off that contact, make that initial move, as you drive in, and then spin off of it. Right now, again, in the physical aspect with Jokic wants him to try and back him down. Jokic invites the contact so he can hold him where he wants to be. DeAndre, again, face him up, because when you face him up, they can't put two hands on you. Now, make an aggressive attack. Take one dribble to the right, spin back to the middle. One dribble, hard dribble to the middle, and spin back to that little jump hook. So he's got to create, more movement and space for himself, as opposed to just trying to drop down. And that drop step move by Nikola Jokic is legit. He's got great footwork. He's got great size. He knows how to use his shoulders and hips.
Well, Tim, but every time he does that, he loses the ball. They harass the ball. So if he tries to attempt what Jimmy's talking about, is he going to look to kick it out to somebody when they come over to him? Because I think the last maybe 2 months, he was always, I felt, very good doing that move you said. But now, is it something other teams are seeing to harass him, knock the ball loose? It makes you nervous to see him put the ball on the ground.
Yeah, well, again, it's just a matter of reading the defense as well. If he puts it on the ground and you look at film, were they coming on the dribble? And this is what DeAndre's got to look at. So if they're coming on the dribble, just take one quick dribble, invite the double team, and kick it out. That's all the changes that you make as the series progresses. So now it's up to DeAndre to understand that double team or the weak side help is coming to chop down on him. So know that, take that quick dribble and use that as a fake to dribble.
Hey, Manuch, are you there?
Move, pick it up real quick, and then kick it out. So it's all just
you want to do your promos right now?
Understanding what they're.
No worries. Ready when you are.
Got to move the ball more. They've got to be more active with their cut. I thought they tried to isolate and dribble the ball too much, and the other four guys are standing around. So the assist has got to get over 25. In that first game, I believe it was under 20, something like 18 or 19. Offhand, I don't remember, but assists have to be over 25. They've got to get more movement, and they've got to rebound.
Hey, staying with Booker and KD, of course, there was a lot of talk about these guys exceeding the 40-minute mark in all 5 games of the first round. Are you any concerned minutes? Is that an issue at all to you?
I don't think it's an issue per se. Again, I think you guys have heard me. I think the bench is capable. I'd love to see them get into more of a routine. We saw Cameron Payne in the last 5 minutes get up 5 shots, look like himself in 5 minutes. I'd love to see him, be that first substitution off the bench for Cam Payne again, and maybe jumpstart the Phoenix Suns bench and give them a little bit more confidence. So I'd love to see Cam Payne. He looks healthy. We're not hearing anything that he can't play, that he's injured. He may still be a little sore, banged up for sure. But would love to see Cam on the floor, in that first quarter, early second quarter, his first substitution for Chris Paul.
A big difference in that game one, was Bruce Brown. I mean, this guy, defensive specialist, you play off high in points and all. Who would you like to see to kind of shut him down?
Well, listen, those guys, They got out in front. Now they're playing with it. They're letting things go that they, there was never any real pressure on them offensively. So they're throwing up shots that, like they're back in the park with a, 15, 16-point lead. A lot different, if it was a 2 or 3 point lead and they catch and shoot. Listen, Bruce Brown played well. Did a nice job. A lot of chest thumping going on over there after game one. I think they were more relieved than anything. The Suns had swept them the last time they played. They had won 7 playoff games in a row against Denver. I think that was a lot of, relief on the Denver Nuggets. I mean, you're the number 1 team. You don't go pumping your chest like that after game one. It's a 7-game series. These guys today are unbelievable. James putting the crown on his own head in the play-in game, and these guys jumping all over the place like they won the series in the first game. These guys just need to calm down, and it's amazing to me. So hey, they were the better team. They won game 1, but it's a 7-game series.
We'll be listening, buddy. Thanks for the time. We'll see you down the road. Thank you. Thank you. Tim Kempton, live from Denver, getting ready for tonight's game. And he's brought to you today by All City Towing as they continue to grow. They got new vehicles, so they're already huge fleet. They need to hire. So head to allcitytowing.com as they currently have immediate full-time positions, incredible benefits like medical, dental, disability. I mean, they have it all, even a 401k program with a company match. And the fastest way to apply is online. Just go to allcitytowing.com and search careers. That's allcitytowing.com. So how does Frank Sanders feel the Cardinals did in the draft over the weekend? We will catch up with him next to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B right here on Fox Sports 910.
This is what's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix.
The Cardinals got high grades for their draft picks over the weekend. They entered with 7 selections and ended up with 9, plus some additional high picks for next year. Receiver DeAndre Hopkins addressed the widespread trade rumors in a video he posted to Instagram of him in Phoenix asking, "Who said I want to go? I'm out here working." The Suns play in Denver tonight. Game 2 of their series is in the Mile High City, and the Diamondbacks send cash considerations to the Guardians. They get pitcher Connor Pilkington. He's been moved to AAA Reno. They'll play the Rangers tomorrow. I'm Dan Gutowski on Fox Sports 910, available on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
Look for a clear night tonight with temperatures dipping down to around 64 degrees. And then for your Tuesday, cooler with temperatures topping out in those upper 80s. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Want to save big on custom faux wood blinds, shutters, cellular shades, and more? Shop Blindster today and save up to 50% over comparable blinds from brick-and-mortar stores. Get custom blinds at low prices and free shipping at Blindster.com.
Truck season is going on now at your Valley Chevy dealers. Great offers going on now on trucks, SUVs, crossovers, and cars. See your Valley Chevy dealers for great deals happening right now during truck season, or visit valleychevy.com. That's valleychevy.com.
With every other attorney out there claiming to be the right attorney for you, it's time we look at the facts. Lerner & Rowe has helped over 150,000 injured people receive compensation for their injuries. We've recovered billions of dollars, with over $1 billion recovered in the last 5 years alone. We have over 50 attorneys and over 400 legal professionals and their resources to fight for you. The reality is, there's Lerner & Rowe, then there's everybody else. Interact, need to check?
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Join Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B Thursdays at one of the 5 Valley Twin Peaks locations. The guys broadcast live from 1 to 5 Valley locations. And tune in at 2:45 for Peaks Picks, your chance to win a Twin Peaks man card. It's Guys Live every Thursday at Twin Peaks.
Shopping for a mortgage? Big banks can be a big hassle. Call GC Global Capital and work with a local team of mortgage experts for great rates and lower fees, more options, and faster closings. Don't let your dream home purchase turn into a nightmare. Call the professionals at GC Global Capital, 480-397-9300. GC Global Capital, your local mortgage professional.
All right, guys, we got Frank on the phone. He's ready to go.
Mortgage broker, NMLS 1091187, license MB0924983, and equal opportunity lender.
That was a great dinner.
So great. Wait, where'd you park the car?
Oh, the one I just sold to Carvana.
What? When did you do that?
When you were still looking at the menu. I went on Carvana.com, and all I had to do was enter the license plate or VIN, answer a few questions, and got a real offer in seconds.
They picked up the car already?
No, I parked around the corner. But they are picking it up tomorrow and paying me right on the spot.
Oh, no wonder you picked up the check.
Yeah, about that. Thought we were going halvesies.
Sell your car to Carvana. Visit Carvana.com or download the app to get a real offer in seconds.
Suns fans, the 2023 playoffs are here. And we need you to join us.
Back to 8 for the Jams.
As the heat rises in the valley, so does the intensity.
Goes in for a slam.
This squad is hungry and priming for a thrilling postseason you won't want to miss.
It's blocked from behind by Durant.
Help us turn up the heat and cheer on your Suns to victory. Secure your seats at suns.com/tickets.
Oh, brother.
It's time to rally the valley.
During Sable's Small Business Deal Days, find new deals in-store each week. Plus, rewards members get $30 back in rewards when they spend $100 or more. Rewards offer ends May 13th. Limit 1. Redeemable in-store only. Save big for your business at Staples.
He played 8 seasons with the Arizona Cardinals. The Sandman.
It is caught. Touchdown Auburn! Sanders caught it! Touchdown Auburn! Touchdown Auburn!
Frank Sanders joins Calling All Sports with Roc and Manuch, now on Fox Sports 910.
The Detroit Lions have traded the 6th pick to the Arizona Cardinals. With the 6th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Arizona
You guys are hot?
Paris Johnson Jr., Ohio State.
That's right. First round pick for the Cardinals. They did some maneuvering, but they got the guy I think they wanted, Paris Johnson, tackle from Ohio State. You got to give him an A for that, as he was one of the best offensive tackles in draft and could be one of the best offensive tackles in the league very soon. And joining us, one of the top Cardinal receivers ever to play on Frank Cush Field at Sun Devil Stadium, and that is Frank Sanders, who joins us now on the Right to the Guest line. How are we doing today, Frank?
Doing very good, brother. And I must agree with you that I think that the Cardinals did get it right by going out and getting a not just any left tackle, but a really good one that seems like he's got some bark and some fight in him that, man, he wants to bring to the table. And hopefully he can do that for the Arizona Cardinals this year.
Frank, in your estimation, could he be possibly Orlando Pace type? Could he be close to being that good?
You know what? When you watch him on film, you see he has all the athleticism, and that was one of the best things that you could say about Orlando Pace. You could move him left or right from that size. He had size, big man, long arms, rangy, but more importantly, he had that dog in him. And so I think that when you look at him on film, he looks like he definitely has that. The idea is, you heard his interview, and it seemed like he was really giddy and in awe of the teammates that he was coming to see. And so hopefully that giddiness doesn't transfer, or he doesn't have that same giddiness when he meets his opponents that he has to smash and push those suckers into the ground.
Frank, you look at him, and they're projecting him at left guard next to DJ Humphries as a left tackle. Beacham right side, and then you got Hernandez right guard. But the whole mystery with a center, we were talking last week about being reluctant to draft a rookie center and have a rookie center and a rookie left guard. That'd be very dangerous for one Kyle. You think with Kyle back there in reference to quarterbacking. So at this particular time, all you need is just a very solid center. I think they could probably help shore this offensive lineup.
This line does need help. I mean, we need depth, and we need help, considering the fact that there's potential for rotation, but we've seen this problem the last couple of years with our O-line. They just can't stay healthy. I mean, we've gone through free agency over the last couple of years and have tried to bring in piece guys in. Those guys we brought in were they didn't stay healthy. So depth is always on the table. I agree with you. We need a center that we can trust, somebody that's got some knowledge, and that somebody that Kyle can feel comfortable with. Because what we did notice was when he had a good relationship with the one we just previously had, it felt like they had good communication until he got hurt or realizing his contract was up and he wasn't feeling like he wanted to come back. So I think that's more important, somebody that Kyler can communicate with it. And also, but the depth of what we've had and what we've dealt with, Manuch has been a challenge for this team. Hopefully we can get some bodies that we can get in that will stay healthy.
You think we're set at the Cardinals set for rush defensive ends? They got like 25 now. When you look at the last couple of years with Ojulari coming in, I get a dude, okay, from LSU, but I mean, at what point do you have to have some of these guys that are coming in, Isaiah Simmons, which I think they should extend by tomorrow, pick up the fifth-year option. Then you look at all the other scenarios here. At some point, you would think these guys start to come to fruition after you picked up 2 last year.
Yeah, that was interesting to see how many guys we went out to get. But you have to also take in consideration our room was decimated and depleted. No JJ, no MG, no junkyard dog. Marcus gone, he's gone. And then you also lose Zach Allen. So you're really you're starting from the first floor, and you're trying to build this thing up to a 10-story building. So the more the better, and hopefully that's a good indication that Gannon has an idea what kind of defense he actually wants to run and how fast he wants these guys to be, because everyone he got was absolutely these guys are long, rangy, and they're athletic. So that gives us a little bit of indication in that. But when you look at your D line and see that our D line is decimated, one thing I didn't see that we picked up was some weight in the middle, which we needed, in a D tackle. But at the end of the day, maybe you can move guys around and try to get a very fast flowing defense.
Frank, I'm real curious about a Twitter post that took place today from wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins. And he basically said, hey, I'm here. I wasn't going anywhere. I'm here to work out. So he's at the facility. Are you buying this, or do you still think there's a possibility he could be dealt?
It's funny. It's like we described that,
3 minutes.
We describe him as a good fit for other places and how good of a receiver he still is. And yet, the Cardinals aren't making that same vouch as if they want to keep him. So that Twitter post, I see that he's saying that, but at the end of the day, I think he still believes he can be traded, and that he probably wants to be traded because, it's just what he sees his team at and what we're doing in the rebuilding phase of it. I think, he probably wants to get out more so than he's putting on. The good tweet is that, I'm in the facility, I'm working out, I'm doing my part, but at the end of the day, you could be dealt tomorrow or a week from now, just with the mentality that this team is rebuilding. They don't want you there.
Frank, smoke screens abound, do they not, when you see stuff like that? And I feel the same way, because why would they draft Michael Wilson, the young man out of Stanford? He's got good speed, good size. Here comes another receiver to maybe just kind of
2 minutes
if they trade one DeAndre Hopkins.
Well, wait, so before you answer that, more importantly, why would they even draft somebody from Auburn? I don't get that. They're in round 5. I mean, what's this guy going to do? Auburn, they don't have a football program anymore. They're a basketball school.
Another linebacker on top of it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I don't know the words.
Tiger.
I don't know if the FDA can approve these choice words I have for you, Rock, but look.
Hey, this isn't one of your podcasts. Come on.
We're a damn eagle to them drafting another Auburn guy. Look, he's rangy. He's got athleticism. He can bring something to the table that's missing, and probably that's a little bit of that grunt that our team needs. You want a guy from the SEC. No matter what university, no matter what university you get him from. But of course, he comes from Auburn. He's going to have pedigree. This guy right here could do a lot of good
1 minute.
And that's to be seen. At the end of the day, I don't know what kind of grade you guys gave Monty in this moment, but I thought it was some good decisions, some picks that we needed. Again, this is not a team that we're going to say is ready just to take over the division or win immediately. But the idea is that hopefully you're building in the right direction. And I think we got some pieces that it looks like we're going in the right direction.
I would agree. I think we all have a pretty high grade at this point. I mean, we can go back and look at this a few years down the road, but right now on paper, I think you got to give them a B+, B- for what they were able to accomplish and how young this staff is. And for their first draft, shoot, I'll take a B all day long.
11 picks next year there, Frank. That's pretty good. You got 11 picks next year to kind of, you can do whatever you want to do with those next year.
That's true, man. This is transition for us all. I think, I just know we're happy that it's not Steve Keim making the picks, and that we got a new head coach that's not the young gun we just got rid of. So to me, I agree with you. I would definitely say it was surprising that who we took in the first round, but at the end of the day, it's absolutely what we needed. So kudos to Monty and Rich. Kudos to the guys and what they were able to do. It's going to be special to see how the team come together. They're young, athletic, and yet, hopefully they'll be able to put together a season that we all can be proud of.
Frank, don't work too hard, buddy. Thanks for the time, man. We'll talk to you next week.
Appreciate you guys. Love y'all. Y'all be good.
See you, Frank.
Yeah, I was getting a lot of heat yesterday. Everyone as an Eagles fan, dude, Georgia. Because every player they picked was Georgia. And then they would do a deal with Detroit.
Yep.
They get the running back.
You solidified your run for another Super Bowl run with Jalen Carter and the Smith kid.
They had a great draft.
Totally solidified.
They really had a great draft. And, people are like, why would you just keep taking Georgia Bulldogs? I mean, last time I looked, the Bulldogs tend to be right there every year as one of the best teams in all of college football.
I was just going to say, didn't they win back-to-back NCAA titles?
Yeah, wouldn't you just draft SEC players and be done with it?
There you go.
You don't want somebody from Kansas State or Kansas. I mean, you want, or even my alma mater, Ohio U. I mean, nobody's coming out of there.
How many first-rounders did Ohio U have this year?
I didn't look. I'm assuming none.
Yeah.
So how many did Kansas State have?
I went one.
Really? Kicker?
Yeah.
No.
Our defensive end went to the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
Yeah,
that was somebody a little money on the side.
No.
We'll take a local guy. I get it.
in the first round.
What about the Pats going with a freaking kicker so early?
I saw
Two
that.
of them.
Yeah, a punter. Yeah.
Has he lost his
I
mind?
was just going to say he lost his marble. More Roc and Manuch and Jimmy B continues from the CAZ Sports Bar. This is Fox Sports 910.
With inflation compensation, you can win $1,000. Listen at the top of the hour weekdays from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. for the keyword to enter at foxsports910.com. Sponsored by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorneys.
Hey, Arizona, it's your local accident attorney, Kevin Rowe. Results matter, so we want to help you win $1,000. Powered by Lerner and Rowe Accident Attorneys, where we treat you like family. In a wreck, need a check? Call Lerner and Rowe today at 977-1900.
Valley traffic from the Valley Toyota Dealers Traffic Center.
There is stop-and-go traffic 10 westbound from the mini-stack over to 7th Avenue, 10 westbound from State Route 85 to Palo Verde Road. That is also stop-and-go. Have an accident reported on the Loop 101 southbound near the 202 Red Mountain Freeway, and an accident at 35th Avenue at Roosevelt. That's traffic.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Shopping for new blinds? At Blindster, we offer over 50 different blinds, shades, and shutters at low prices, custom made for your windows, and shipping is free. Shop at home and order 10 free samples of any product before you buy. Blindster.com.
Tune in Mondays from 1 to 4 as Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B broadcasts live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is sports fans' paradise. That's the guys live every Monday from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona.
It's Dom with Venezia's Pizzeria. We love providing great food for family gatherings, parties, even work meetings. And we make it simple.
We sure do, no matter what the occasion. At Venezia's, we make catering easy. You can see our entire catering menu online at Venezias.com. Or let us know how we can help at one of our 6 locations, including the newest, now open in Chandler.
We'd love to bring Venezia's to your next party. Venezia's Pizzeria, a family tradition.
Any car dealer in Arizona can compete on price. That's what dealers do. But not many dealers can compete on customer satisfaction. Like Wright Toyota. Make the right choice. Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. Just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard. And online at WrightToyota.com.
Golfers, swing into Vans Golf Shop
Golfworks. We've been serving golfers since 1963. Let us help you find the hottest gear from bags, balls, shoes, and apparel. All in stock at the best prices. Come in and test drive the latest arrivals from Titleist, TaylorMade, Callaway, Ping, and more. While you're there, get custom fit by one of our golf experts. Vans Golf Shops, home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee. Shop us in store or online at vansgolfshops.com.
I'm Howard Mackler, founder of Innovation Refunds. You've heard me talking about the payroll tax refund for months. If you own a business, even if you've asked your CPA about this, you owe it to yourself to take another look. We provide a licensed and insured tax attorney who evaluates your company at my expense to determine eligibility. Businesses of all types can qualify, so go to getrefunds.com to potentially get a payroll tax refund of up to $26,000 per employee. Download the Innovation Refunds app or go to getrefunds.com, getrefunds.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone, America's #1 brakes destination. We have the pads, rotors, drums, shoes, and brake fluids to improve your stopping power. Right now, save 15% when you get any 2 Duralast rotors with a set of Duralast brake pads. Missing a tool? Ask about our free Loan-A-Tool program and borrow the tools you need to get the job done.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Claim based on data from the MPD Group 2021. Deposit required for Loan-A-Tool.
It's the Lerner and Rowe. One call, that's all. Call of the day. If you're looking for a full-service law firm, just make one call. That's all. 602-977-1900. Lerner and Rowe, voted Arizona's best law firm.
6 of 16 from 3. Gets it back. Curry, three-pointer. Bang! Steph Curry from downtown. It's a 22-point lead. Road teams in the NBA during
You guys are hot.
the biggest road win of the playoffs. As Curry lays it up and in, a 50-point Game 7 for Steph.
That's your Lerner and Rowe. One call, that's all. Need a wreck? Need a check? Make one call. Lerner and Rowe, 602-977-1900. What's on tap tonight, which is Suns. All Suns, as that'll get started at 7 o'clock, and you'll be able to catch that on TNT. And as always, What's on Tap is brought to you by the Roc and Manuch Lager. Yes, the Roc and Manuch Lager by Huss, which is now available here at the CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona. The Tavern Grill in Scottsdale, which is located at 80th Street in East Violinda. Arena Sports Grill on Bell and 62nd. And Upper Crust at Cave Creek Road in the 101 right next to the Costco. So try it out for yourself. The Roc and Manuch Lager by Huss Brewing Company. So we appreciate our partnership with them. Go ahead, Manuch. I know you're dying.
Our State 40 Roofing Insurance Call question of the day. What must the Suns do to win Game 2 and tie the Denver series at 1 game apiece? You can go to @Roc and Manuch on Twitter. Is it Booker and KD combining for 63 points? Ayton needs a double-double. Win the rebounding or double team Murray. So far, the leader in the clubhouse, Booker and KD, combining for 63. That's at 45.5%. Followed by win the rebounder. I should also put mix in a little bit of defense. 27.3%. And then 8 needs a double-double, 18%. Last but not least, double team Murray, 9%.
You know, I can't wait to watch tonight's game.
Really?
Yes, and here is why. Because I don't look at it like fans look at it. I want to.
Oh, really?
I
can't wait to watch tonight's game.
I can't.
How's that not being a fan?
No, because I want to see if the adjustments that the Suns make will work. That's what I'm wanting to watch.
What's your
tonight.
biggest adjustment, Jimmy?
Right now, the biggest thing that I felt the Suns need to do is push the tempo to equal the tempo that Denver plays.
And Chris Paul mentioned after game that's on him to get that going.
That's to me, that's going to be key in tonight's game. Look, we all have stated on this show that we think that Book and KD have to score 65 combined in order to give them a chance in this game. But the tempo is going to be extremely important tonight. And I know while fans watch the game and they watch the guy with the ball, I don't watch games like that. Manuch, I know you're watching football differently than the average
So what
fan
are you
does.
watching? The hot blonde behind the bench?
Well, that's always a plus.
Okay,
Always
all
a
right.
plus. But what I am going to look for is when the ball goes into
3 minutes.
I'm going to watch what the wing players do, meaning Jamal Murray on the outside, Aaron Gordon on the wing, Michael Porter Jr. on the wing, and how they react to get into position, A, for an easy basket, or B, to position themselves in case Jokic shoots it and they're in position to get a rebound.
How about if he just knocks somebody on his ass and they shoot?
Well, that's a good idea,
Yeah.
pal.
I mean,
Yeah.
Murray,
Get ejected in the game.
whatever. Just a couple of little hard. How about a couple of flagrants and just
go
out there and guard him?
I know Booker is one of the best mid-range guys with that jumper, but he's got to shoot more than one three-pointer.
Well, they're
Absolutely.
harassing the hell out of him, right? They
I
hardly
know.
let him
I
get
know,
a three-pointer off.
But I think if we're recapping this tomorrow and we could say Booker was 4 for 10 or something like that, they won the game.
All right, so he had more screens on top for him to get the three-point shot.
All right, yeah, that could be what somebody's could be doing.
This is a game tonight, which
2 minutes.
Everybody says, well, Booker is a superstar and he should be this. And no, this is a game tonight which will solidify his superstar status, or will it be where he is just an NBA star?
Wait a second. One game is going to...
Correct. In tonight, he has to show up big. You just referenced
I
what
don't know
he
about
did in
that,
game
guys.
one.
I mean, if
yes.
it's game 7, I mean, a game
He
2,
has to. He would have
because they can lose this game and still win the series. That's not. You're not going to go back and say it was game 2 of the Denver series that it was a coming out party.
No. You missed what I said, because, and you made a good point. The Warriors were down 0-2 and won in 7 games. The point that I'm making is, everybody says, well, this is really Devin Booker's team.
Yes, I agree with that.
So tonight, he has to be the superstar of the team to lead the way if they're going to be successful.
So I think what you're saying, to solidify his status as a superstar.
That is correct.
I think the
1
superstar
minute.
on the team needs to step up even more. So is KD.
But if
There's
you guys keep saying what you guys have been rolling with for the last 2 weeks is, if both guys get to 65 points, they win.
Yeah.
That shit all matter. It doesn't matter who has more points,
No,
right?
no,
At the
it
end of the
doesn't
day?
matter. No.
So
the combination thereof.
The point that we're making is, if they get to 65 combined, they have a good chance to win the game. Not guaranteeing they'll win, but they have a much
30
better
seconds.
chance to get to win the
And
game.
because they're lacking defense, they need to get to that level.
Exactly.
They need to generate more threes. I don't care who it is. They need to do that, because that was the big difference maker. And they don't need Brown to have another game for Denver. I mean, he was a big difference in
was
Bruce
great.
Brown.
Yeah.
So, hey, we'll do it again
10
tomorrow. We'll
seconds.
be out at the Barrio Queen at Desert Ridge starting at 1 o'clock. So we hope you'll